Do not buy the lie that he tries to sell that this stream isn't planned. Yes, it is. It's so disgusting. Yeah, this is insanely pathetic. Like, how is any of this relevant? It's so pathetic that he can't respond to any of this harder. This guy's absolutely ripped in, though, by the way. If anybody disagrees with that, you are wrong. Absolutely, 100%. This guy doesn't believe in the shit that he talks about. I don't even know if Tectone has got any qualifications to be able to get a real job. Well, I don't know what job you get qualified to do just because you've two women. We have the context. We've got the transcript. Let's go. Let's go.
I guess this will be the second time in the past 30 days where I'll have to do this. Chad, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I will be under oath this whole...
Dude, that's another square. We've got it. I'm going to be completely honest. Well, let's see if he lives up to that.
For the rest of this help you God? Yes. Yes. Did you have a lawyer check them? Okay. We got to talk about this whole 5 lawyer thing. Okay. I'm going to hope that this is on here. If there's any other questions that you guys have, please save them for the... Dude, every single time people tell me I had 5 lawyers, I had 1. Okay. Okay. I have a criminal lawyer and then I have a Jewish lawyer and they don't work together. Okay. Did I say I had 5 lawyers at some point? If I did, I don't know why the f I said that, because I don't. Okay, the most I've ever had is 3. Maybe I was trolling to just seem like big. I had 1. I had 1. And then I had like another chick that would like write notes down for him. Like, I'm rich, but I'm not 5 lawyers rich. What the f is this? Anyways.
Multi-millionaire. I mean, it's just total, it's just irrelevant, right? It's just irrelevant. It's just these teeny tiny little wins that he can try and eke out along the way. Like, yeah, if you've got somebody else to write down for him, what's that? That sounds like a junior lawyer. It sounds like a paralegal.
Jew counts for 4 lawyers? Yeah, but this Jew couldn't even be used on this case, bro. Like, straight up. Bro, the other thing is, bro, if you were to just see what is publicly available, you'll see that I only had 1 lawyer. Anyways, here we go.
Like, even if you just take a look at what he says, what he does and doesn't deny during the presentation he's going to give, that will be very, very interesting.
Addressing the allegations. Throughout this, I am going to attempt to answer every false allegation that I'm allowed to talk about. So let's get on to it. You have 5, stop capping. Dude.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm legally restrained from speaking on. Okay, we've got that.
Dude, is that even, can you even do that? I'm sure there's a cap. I don't even think you can do that. Can you have 5 lawyers? I did not have 5 lawyers. I will give whoever can prove that I had 5 lawyers, I'll give you $10,000. I don't know. Like, did I say that or something? Like, anyways. I had 1. It was Joffrey. And he had a chick that like wrote down notes. Anyways, addressing the allegation, guys.
Okay, just like denying the most inane, useless point of all this drama, okay?
Okay, obviously, elephant in the room, I'm gay. Wait, your ops lied? Wait a minute.
What? And now he's going to pretend like he didn't know that came from mizkif?
Are you telling me that people who don't like me and want to ruin my life lied about me?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No way.
Okay, the lies on record currently. He had 5 lawyers. He actually had 2. And then 1 was working the criminal. So that's like 3. That's like... Okay? Like, how is any of this relevant? It's so pathetic that he can't respond to any of this harder. If he could, he would, right? If he could respond to any of this more substantively, he absolutely would. There's a reason why he's only being performative at the 5 lawyers point, because he's got nothing.
What? Why the
like, nobody gives a how many lawyers you had, retard. People give a because you've just had a 10-year protective order served against you.
Why would they do that? They lied? No. Anyways. Hey, did you know Hitler said this about you? Can't believe you did it. Man, I'm shocked. Man, I'm shocked. All right, cool. All right, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Yo, Nectar Caliber. Thank you for 20 of the subs. Thank you, bro. Speedy Cake says, glad to see you doing well, Eggman. Hope everything is all good and that shit starts to calm down now that the dog zapper got banned. Man.
Thank you. Thank you for the 5.
Bang until today. All right, cool.
Hold on. Is the goal over?
All right, here we go. Addressing the allegations.
Starting new goal.
I think this is 34 slides. What is on these slides, I don't know. Let's get into it. What is a civil case? All right, so elephant in the room. Elephant in the room. All right. A lot of people want to act like they're lawyers these days, okay? They do. What is a civil case? Spoiler alert, guys. I lost a civil case. I did. Hey, I did. And we're going to talk about, I lost. It's true. And we're going to talk about everything. What is a civil case? So a civil case is essentially a vibe check to where they see, how were this guy's vibes? Unfortunately, L for me. And I run my mouth way too much.
What? So you're saying that it was none of her testimony, none of the evidence that she provided, none of the clips that they provided of you, the testimony from her doctor doesn't matter. This is just vibes, just vibes.
One thing that I've learned, and throughout this slideshow, there's going to be consistent change. I am going to start tweeting.
The vibes said you can't have guns anymore, okay? They read the vibes, they decided what they want to do with them, and now you can't be within 200 yards of her for the next 10 years. That's the vibes.
95% less. I uninstalled Twitter on my phone, and I'm not going to tweet for 1 week. Yep. Because a civil case isn't determined by proof. It's determined by vibes. And
it's determined by evidence.
Usually the way that court cases work for like criminal cases is you need to have proof to prove that someone's guilty. But in a civil case, I needed proof to prove that I'm innocent, which was hard, and I'm a bastard.
Get ready to check off judge's bias. Yeah.
The court decided that I'm a vibe rapist.
No. Even under your framework, retard, they decided that you had vibes, not a vibe rapist.
Yeah, and my vibes were terrible. So
rapey.
The thing that I learned is, Tectone, stop tweeting, because my vibes are terrible. And I don't think I've ever been on Twitter and done something where I was like, you know what? I'm going to tweet something that's positively going to affect my life. But yeah, the vibes are off. The vibes are off. All right, so I lost the vibe check. It's true. Next up, are you going to jail? Oh my God. Oh, what is that photo even? I have seen so many people on Twitter tell me and inform me that I'm going to jail. Yep. Dude, I have seen people on Twitter say with complete certainty that I'm in fact actually already in jail. Yes, there are people who literally think that I'm going to jail. I want to make this very clear, okay? And I'm going to say this one time, and I'm going to move on. Guys, there was already an 8-month police investigation on me. They found nothing. The case was suspended. I have no criminal charges. I was not convicted of any crime because I didn't do anything.
Dude, that's just a lie. That is just a lie. That's just a lie. You've just lied. Oh my God. A, you don't have criminal charges because you acquiesced like a bitch and deleted those photos off your phone. Secondly, they didn't find anything? Criminal Okay, did you file a criminal complaint?
I said, Steven's just being a silly guy.
Where is
Because
it?
stop
Hold
and
on.
talk about his phrasing. He didn't say closed. He said suspended. A few times. What does a suspended investigation mean to you?
Well, it means that, thank you very much for the 5. I mean, it's a good point. It means that it can be reopened. It means it can be reopened. Somebody get me the text. Hold on. Somebody get me the text. He's treating this as some sort of criminal case rather than me needing protection because of harassment and threats and the abuse. Okay, asking the court to prevent protective order. Okay. Did you file a criminal complaint? Ah, okay. Here we go. We found it. We've got it. Okay. So this is pinkchyu, okay, speaking to her lawyer. So, by Mrs. Locke. Okay. Did you file a criminal complaint? Yes, I filed a police report. And what is the current status of that? Well, because of the harassment, I had to suspend it. The police didn't suspend shit. The police haven't suspended anything. pinkchyu decided to suspend it because of the harassment. Now, he's got a 10-year protective order. He can't talk about this girl. He can't come anywhere near her. He can't reference her. He can't shit talk her. Can't say anything. Now, if she's chosen to suspend this case because of the harassment she's received, well, now that she's receiving no harassment, what's going to happen? I wonder. What's going to happen? Watch this space, okay? Interesting things to come. Interesting things to come.
So no.
Exactly. She can pursue it now. She can resume it now. Yeah, she's good to go.
I'm not going to jail. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. We're not going to jail. We're not going to jail. I'm not in jail. I'm not a criminal because I didn't do anything. They let you stream from jail? Well, okay, well, if I do go to jail, expect some collabs with Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. Yeah.
Lamau. I'm curious to see now, if now the civil case is over, if the criminal case will continue, it might get checked into, I guess. The problem is, what the police wanted pinkchyu to do when this all first went through, right? They wanted to have a preliminary phone call where she could call Tectone and say, basically, hey, Techie, hey, John, do you remember that time that you me, John? John, do you remember that? You remember that time that you me, right? And try to see if he'll say, yeah, what about it? So without that evidence, I don't know if they'll move forward, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm not sure. I'm not going to pretend I'm a legal expert or whatever. Like, I know what it takes to, like, put forward one of these cases. We'll see, right? We'll see. In time, possibly.
Which apparently I've also heard that I'm way worse than them. All right. Great. Not yet, at least. Don't jinx it. I know. Kai Sanat gave me a great stream idea. We'll do the jail-a-thon. It'll be great. All right, cool. All right. Am I going to jail? No. I'm not a criminal. I didn't get convicted of anything. There was no evidence or proof of me doing anything because I didn't do anything, guys.
There's no evidence, dude. What are we talking about in this transcript then? No evidence. No evidence. So there's no exhibits here? It's just testimony? It's just people talking back and forth. There's no evidence, really. That's really strange. Why did they have to have a doctor be like an electronic witness then? That's really strange. Really, really weird to me.
Okay, my vibes are just terrible and I was horrifically unprepared. Anyways, no, I'm not going to jail. All right, where are your guns? Now, this is some bullshit. I'm not going to lie. This some bullshit. This some bullshit, bro. Can we talk about that? They took my guns. What can I do? I believe in America where we have the Second Amendment. They took my damn guns. Now Mango ain't got nothing to do. But to me, I don't really care. People were telling me that I have like this huge gun collection. I had like 4. I had, and 2 of them didn't even do anything. I had a Vector and an MP5K, and I bought them because they looked cool because they were from PUBG. And then I had a home defense shotgun and a handgun. They're gone. No guns. Feels bad. Can I still wait, guys? Can I still play Fortnite? Do we have any lawyers in chat? Can I still play Fortnite or no? I don't know. Like, is that allowed? No? No guns? Okay. All right. We'll do melee only in Fortnite and PUBG.
Wait, did somebody just say deserved in his chat?
Okay. All right. We'll do
Dude, that's actually a lot compared to a liberal. Dude, why does it matter? It's your right. Why does it matter? It's your right. Yeah, well, the court disagrees.
melee only in Fortnite and PUBG.
Wait, what was that? Yeah, no guns at all. Somebody says deserved there.
Okay, yeah, we'll become frying pan mains. All right, no more Fortnite. None of that. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. Oh, I can't play Kafka either. Oh my God. Okay, well, all right. No guns. No guns on stream. None. All right, moving on. How does this impact you? Guys. I cannot go to jail. Did you know that there's no Genshin impact in jail? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro. You can't play Genshin Impact in prison, guys. I would not last a day. Bro, my Genshin baddies won't be there. You know that's the one thing I will say. How does it impact you? None, to be honest. Nothing about my life changes at all. Genuinely. I have seen so many people telling me, this guy's life's over. This guy's career's over. This guy's fucked for life. Guys, I live in San Antonio around nobody else. This doesn't change my life at all.
Except for the fact that he's an unmedicated schizophrenic, who now has no impulse control, kept on talking about her, even past the restraining order, right? Don't forget about that. And now he can't talk about the biggest drama that has happened in his life. He can't discredit her. He can't attack her as a witness. He can't say shit. But yeah, doesn't really affect anything. If he travels around, he has to disclose that fact to the court.
It literally does nothing. The biggest change that this is going to make is that, and I guess I'll just say it here, WestJet will no longer be using AI Tectone in his videos. Yep. That's the biggest loss, man. I know. I don't know how anybody is gonna watch that shit ever again. I know. It sucks. That one broke my heart. It really did. It is, in fact, not a big day for the unemployed. All right. How does it impact you? Like, it does nothing. Like, it doesn't do anything. It don't. All right, cool. Anyways. Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Let's get into it. Let's go. Hold on. Dude, I need to read this. Let's get to it. It might be the last reference. Let's go over this little bit of the transcript again. Let's have a look under. Okay. So right. So, was that something you were supportive of? Talking about her going to the mental hospital. Scroll down. Okay, so when you broke up the first time, yes, I want to clarify, there was 3 times. Once, I believe Pink has forgotten about. There was one where Pink wanted to try to have sex, but I swore to her that I would try. And I did, it just didn't work. I was too afraid of committing vaginal sex. It's not a thing to take lightly. I'm not a guy who sleeps around, and it's, what if I get her pregnant? And also, I'm not gonna lie, the unfortunate reality is I did have a fear of vaginas. It's still hard for me to look at vaginas. I'm a straight man, but something about them just scares me. And so, when I lost my virginity, I had to even close my eyes, just kind of to go through the motions. Sorry, am I rambling? What was the question? Okay. Not gay, though. Not gay, though. Not gay. Okay. Let's see how Tectone explains it now.
I'm gonna need some music. Oh my God. Okay, hold up. I need some music for this. Okay, this is too much, guys. Are we good if
Even talking about vaginas is too much. No.
I stop doing this? Are we good with this? Are we cool? Are we cool if we stop? Okay. All right. Anyways, how do you do this? Okay. All right. So, yep. Okay. Yep. We did this. All right. Yep. Let it load. Hold up. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. Great. Okay.
Go on, Techie. Come on, mate.
Well, now that my sex life is all out there, it's great. Well, let me rephrase.
Well, it's mainly the lack of, right? Lack of vaginal sex, lack of reciprocation, lack of inches. It's bad.
Now that my lack of sex life. Now that my lack of sex life is out there, yes, that is true. Now, okay, I am a very straight man. But yes, I did find vaginas a little bit icky. Can we be honest that vaginas are weird looking until they have a dick in them, at least? Like, am I crazy? Like, they're ugly. Like, am I nuts here? Like, bro, no, dude, I don't know, man. Like, if some woman were to send me like
That's not what you
pussy
said.
pic, like, what the f am I gonna do with that? I don't know. Maybe I'm gay. I don't know. I don't think I'm gay. I'm probably not gay. I could be gay. Yes, vaginas made me go ew, icky for a while.
What? What, you never put your dick in one? What do you mean vaginas look weird until you put a dick in them? Your fear of vaginas made it impossible for you to put your dick in one. That's not true. Oh, sweeping the vagina phobia allegations.
How do I even answer this? Yeah, vaginas are weird, guys. Who's the criminal on the photos? I have no idea who this guy is. Listen, guys, I had experienced some trauma when I was younger that made vaginas weird. Okay? Yes. Vaginas are weird to me. Okay? Moving forward. The micro penis okay, this music is way too serious. Can I get something better? Hold up. I need this music is way too serious for this shit. Where the is it?
Like, I'm just kind of disappointed that Techie couldn't come out. He says he's going to be completely honest. Did he not say that? Completely honest through this. And he won't even admit that he was terrified, literally shaking at the thought of touching a vagina. So scared, in fact, that he couldn't even maintain an erection when touching one. That's how scared he was of them.
Here we go. Much better. Okay, this is great. Okay. All right, we're back. Okay, great. So, the micro penis allegations. This is how I go out, huh?
His reasoning for why he's scared is kind of sad, though, no? Still pretty irrelevant to the serious allegations. I would think that it's sad. And I did think it was sad initially, until you're using that boundary to be able to entice somebody to do something they don't want to do, right? If you say in a relationship, I've got this boundary, but if you do this and this and this for me, maybe I can look past that boundary. You're weaponizing it. I don't think anyone deserves to feel bad for you anymore. Again, that was said on the stand, that was said in sworn court testimony, and his lawyers never questioned it. Never tried to interrogate that, not once.
This is my last stream.
Or did they? Okay, I'm gonna give that a little pinch of salt. There's a slight doubt in the back of my mind about that.
Tectone gets to talk about his baby dick on stream. This is good. This is good. Whip it out. There ain't much to whip out, brother. All right. Okay. Now I've thought about
Wait,
this.
hold on. Does that glass have ice in it? Sorry, I'm getting distracted for a second.
Whip it out. There ain't much to whip out, brother. All right. Okay.
I thought you said that was beer.
Now I've thought about this, and we're gonna have to figure this out. For some reason now, the internet must know, do I have a micro penis or not? I've thought about a couple options. Number one, I was thinking about just posting a photo of my penis on Twitter. Probably not the greatest idea. Didn't seem like it worked. Worked really well for Drake. Worked really well for Speed. For me, don't think it'll work because I'm not full black. I'm only 22% black. Then I also thought about shoving this was real. I thought about getting hard on stream, turning around, shoving my dick in a peanut butter can or a jar.
I said this.
And then showing you guys how deep the hole is. But I feel like that's also just a little bit weird.
Dude, I said this shit earlier. I said Play-Doh. Peanut butter. Oh my god, he spends a ridiculous amount of time with his dog. His mods are snarking? No, that's not true. His mods aren't snarking him, right? That's the whole framing of this, if you haven't caught it by now, right? The whole framing of this is that this is like a humiliation routine that he's going through, that his mods are putting him through. He doesn't want to talk about this, right? He doesn't want to talk about this, but if he doesn't talk about this, his mods are going to leave, right? Turning it into a joke, kind of humiliating him, getting some of that catharsis out, right? Kind of giving a little bit of something to the people who don't like him, and then for the people who do like him, turning it all into a joke. This guy like already the woman, and this is what's happening now.
You and Tech had the same thought. You proud?
Not the exact same thought, but point taken. Okay, thank you for the $2.
I don't know how to clear up the micro penis allegations, guys. I don't know what to do. I could call. What do you want me to do? Like make a mold? Because you call Shinya? I don't think Shinya has seen my penis. I don't think, because the problem is it's so small, it's hard to see. Call Dr. K? Okay, can we at least acknowledge one thing? If I were to have a micro penis, right? Nothing else that's been going on with me makes any sense. Okay? Nothing else makes sense. Okay? Because all I'm saying is, mizkif continues to say that I have a micro penis, but then mizkif also continues to say that I made people get gag reflex surgery. Why the f would anybody need that if I have a micro penis? Can we just think? Nothing makes sense. Nothing about any of this makes sense. Like, can we just think? Jesus. All right. Okay. All right. We're back. Let's keep going here. Here we go.
Okay, so that already got addressed in court. Gag reflex. Okay, question. This is cross-examination, I think, on pinkchyuwu. And further, you believe that the idea, or the rumor, that you were going to have a gag reflex surgery, you believe that was a disgusting lie? Yes. Okay, so that never happened. Great.
Oh, next one. All right, okay, let's leave it up to chat, guys. Type 1 if you think I have a micro penis. Type 2 if you don't. Let's see. I'll leave it just like the rest of my life to the court of public opinion. Do you think I'm Micro Michael? Why is there so many ones? Why is there so many ones? Make a poll? Nah, my viewbots can't vote on polls, so there's no reason. All right. Okay, here we go. All right.
Do we need to show the evidence of the micro penis again? Yeah, I don't know if we do. I think that's already pretty proven.
Micro penis allegations. Good. Done. Next.
What a weird thing. What a weird thing for his mods to put in. What, are they like all intimately familiar with what he does and doesn't have it as a defense? Yeah, no. No. No.
Mizkif continues to say that I have 5 lawyers. Okay? Dude. This Mizkif got his homie Axion to follow me to court and then take a photo of me leaving the trial just so he could have content for the day. Which reminds me, and this is some real shit, if you think that's the weirdest thing that Miz has ever done, hire a guy to follow me to court to take a photo of me walking out, which, by the way, you can see from that photo that I have one lawyer, Joffrey, and the other one is one of his friends, and then it was the chick who writes the notes. That's everybody who I had one lawyer.
Wait, what? So one of the guys who was there was just like one of his mates. Yeah, just one of his mates. Just brings his mates to court often, does he? Yeah? And then the woman who writes the notes. That's called a paralegal. I think that sounds like that's called a paralegal.
Guys, relax. Then I have my Jew lawyer, but he wasn't involved. That's probably, you would think that's like the most weird thing, right? You would think that's the weirdest thing.
So currently, okay, we've got Joffrey, main lawyer, his friend who's also there to hang out. No, okay, it sounds like an assistant lawyer. And then we've got a woman who writes notes, a paralegal. And then plus his criminal defense lawyer. We're up to 4. We are up to 4 right now, given his protective order, and then the criminal lawyer that he has as well. Are you telling me that this guy has not hired a lawyer for defamation as well? I wonder if this guy has hired a lawyer for defamation as well. Possibly.
Thing.
Didn't Legal Mindset say, after he'd spoken to Tectone, that Tectone tried to file a defamation lawsuit and lost? Could be wrong about that. Legal Mindset could be wrong. I could be misremembering. I'd be very surprised, very, very, very surprised if this guy does not have 5 lawyers.
But
given the information that he's given, by the way.
You know what's even weirder? If you think that's like the weirdest thing Miz has ever done for content, wouldn't it be even weirder if Miz drove to see how Wreckful killed himself? That way he could farm his death for views too? Wouldn't that just be weird as shit?
Okay.
I don't know. That's just what I heard, man.
Okay.
What I'm looking forward to, okay, is all of the people who've been calling out Mizkif for trying to throw out red meat to distract from his shit. Also, apply that exact same logic when Tectone is doing it here. Throwing stuff straight back at Miz during his response stream, by the way. During his response stream to the drama. Now, this is actual deflection, if people weren't looking at it.
Little weird. The guy, in case you can't tell, is a little bit up. Hey, that's just what I heard. Allegedly. Bro was mad because Wreckful had a crush on his girl, so he had to go farm his death for views. Little bit insane, but I don't know. That's just what I heard. I don't know, man. That's just what I heard. All right, cool. Demon time. All right, next one.
Were you playing that circus-ass music, or is it on his stream? Yeah, it's his stream.
NDAing a crime. All right, guys. So, a bunch of people on the internet have also told me, for some reason, that I've NDA'd someone because I don't want them to speak about a crime. Why don't we fact check that? Why don't we go ahead and fact check that? Can you NDA a crime? All right. So, we're going to go right here. Can you NDA a crime? No. Non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, generally cannot legally cover up crimes or prevent reporting them. We're going to look up something else. Speak Out Act. Let's look this up. Speak Out Act, signed into law on December 7th, 2022, invalidates pre-dispute, non-disclosure NDAs and non-disparagement clauses regarding harassment or assault. Guys.
Wait, hold on. What was that? What was that? Okay. So, just reading a little bit further on from that, just checking to make sure everything's okay. It prevents employers from enforcing gag orders that silence victims before a dispute arises, empowering survivors to speak out. Purpose: to prevent employers from using mandatory clauses to hide misconduct, enabling survivors to discuss their experience. Interesting. So you're saying preemptively you're not allowed to put somebody under an NDA if you're an employer. Right, okay. Now let's go back to the last one. Okay? Let's go back to the last one. All right. Non-disclosure agreement generally can legally cover up crimes or prevent reporting them. Such clauses are against public policy and usually, especially for serious offenses like assault, fraud, or safety violations. With Speak Out Act now limiting their use in harassment cases, though NDAs still used to protect legitimate trade secrets. Okay. So if you go down, the thing that I have heard about this, and I want to be proved wrong, right? I'm super willing to be proved wrong, legitimately, okay? Is if you come to the end of a civil trial where the matters at hand have a criminal nature, you can have an NDA over the matters described during that court case or the disputes therein, right? So you can't prevent somebody from reporting to the police, 100%. But in terms of making public statements, reiterating the claims that they made in civil trial, I believe you can do that. Willing to be proved wrong, right? Willing to be proved wrong, but there we go.
On December 7th, 2022, invalidates pre-dispute, non-disclosure NDAs and non-disparagement clauses regarding harassment or assault. Guys, you quite literally cannot do that. So, to all of these internet lawyers who are telling me that I've NDA'd a crime, that is quite literally impossible. You cannot do that. You've never been able to do that, and nor have I done that. So, hope that makes sense. All right.
Okay, let's double check this actually. Hold on. I just grokked it real quick. Whatever this says, okay, will be my position. If I need to take the L, that's totally okay. Okay. Can you NDA somebody at the end of a civil trial regarding a criminal matter? Okay. So in general, parties can voluntarily enter into a non-disclosure agreement at any time, including after a civil trial has concluded with a verdict. However, enforcement is highly context-dependent and often limited, especially when the civil case relates to underlying criminal matters. Courts may refuse to enforce such NDAs if it violates public policy, such as attempting to conceal illegal activities or preventing reporting of crime, or silence whistleblowers. Okay, so specific laws and public policy. Speak Out Act, that's to do with employers. When it might work. If the NDA is narrowly tailored to protect legitimate, non-public business secrets or unrelated confidential info, and both parties agree willingly with proper legal drafting, a court might enforce it through remedies like damages or injunctions for breaches. Examples include post-trial agreements in high-profile cases, like settlements involving public figures. But then criminal-related clauses often fail. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, so you can sign an NDA at the end, but it seems like it can't protect criminal-related clauses. Okay, interesting. So laws vary by jurisdiction, so consult a lawyer for specific advice. I cannot be asked to do that. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
What is the details of the NDA, then? I would be very, very interested for that. Because he hasn't disclosed that ever. so far as I'm aware. It's all about enforcement. Anybody could enter into an agreement even if it ends up being unenforceable. Sure.
Here we go.
Or you can have an NDA saying, don't talk about me, I won't talk about you, and then, right, that kind of like covers a certain amount of space. So being able to make that allegation publicly without breaching that NDA would be quite difficult.
Here we go.
I guess the question would be, why is he paid Fream $30,000 after the allegations that he made at her to sign an NDA if there's nothing there?
Anything for views. Anything for views. I think I could have used a much smaller black bar considering the micro penis. So, I'm being told that I'm a grifter, right? Because I'm being told that I said, I'll do anything for content, and when I lose a chunk of my audience, I want to go find a new one. Oh, and I exaggerate the things that I say. Guys, everybody does this. Legit. Everybody does this. When you're a content creator and you want to be a content creator, when an audience of yours dies, you're gonna want to find a new audience. Because if you don't, you end up like Mr. Pokey. When you're a content creator and you alienate a section of your audience or you lose a big section of your audience, if you only do one thing forever, your channel's gonna die. So yes, I started with Skylanders, I go into Arknights, I go into Genshin, I go into Honkai, I go into Wuthering Waves, I go into general commentary, I go into reacts, I go into politics. Absolutely. And do I say things exaggerated that maybe I don't mean as much? Absolutely, bro. I'm a rage baiter. I've always been a rage baiter. But yeah, you're goddamn right. If there's something that I can do to get some more views, if there's some shit that I don't really care about that I know is still gonna make my channel better, you're goddamn right I'm gonna talk about it. Because you know what I like? Money. However,
Does that make sense with the context of what got said there? Because let's double check that, okay? White supremacy. Okay. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Okay, so we go down. We go down. Okay. All right. Okay. So he's being asked, okay? He's being asked about his comments about white supremacy, and then he wants to make sure that the court does not think that he's a white supremacist, okay? That's it. He's wanting to make sure that the court does not think that he's a white supremacist. So we go on. He says, extreme, extreme, extreme. Where is it? Okay, here we are. So, he's being asked about this, all right? And he's trying to make sure that the court does not think that he's a white supremacist. So then on cross-examination, this is what he says, okay? When all these things came out, I lost pretty much a large chunk of my audience. And content creators kind of have to pivot what they're doing to other topics once they lose access to a demographic. So originally, I never really covered anything political or talked about, you know, white privilege. But yeah, I would say my content definitely had to find a new route on how to be successful online. So, unfortunately, I had to make a little more extreme comments to be successful in the career that I'm in now. Now, it's going to be up to you guys, all right? It's going to be up to you guys. Because here it comes right afterwards, okay? Wanting to make sure that nobody thinks that he's a white supremacist. So you tell me whether you think that in this statement here, he's trying to downplay his political opinions and intimate to the court that this is just content. I had to say more extreme comments, unfortunately, given the career that I'm stuck in now. Yeah? That seems to make total sense to me. You guys decide. I just find it interesting that Tectone has suddenly pivoted, despite being a believe all women, I hope victims can all speak out, to now pivoting to thinking that OnlyFans women are whores, pivoting to talk about gender all the time, and the daily political slop of the daily political slop, right? That everyone else is talking about, and having the exact same opinions as all the other right-wing grift creators. Just wondering, okay? Just wondering. I'll leave it to you to make your opinion. Nothing's going to be conclusive. Nothing's going to be clear-cut, all right?
Full disclosure.
This guy's absolutely grifting, though, by the way. If anybody disagrees with that, you are wrong. Absolutely, 100%. This guy doesn't believe in the shit that he talks about.
I try not to take bad sponsors. But that being said, stake.com, hit me up. Cool. Yeah, no, that's true. I do cover different things. I do try to evolve my content. When I do up an audience, I do try to find a new one. Wonder why?
Dude, even Jack, a middle of the road, techie charitability guy. That is a pretty weird thing to say in court, lol. There we are. There we go.
Because I am a needy attention whore. And I need this shit. Dude, it was so bad. Bro, I would be in Discord. I would be in Discord with my mods or like 4 other random viewers of mine. And I would be like shoutcasting my TFT games like I was live. And it's like, bro, you're in a call with 3 people who are muted. Who the are you talking to? And if any of my mods are in chat, they can vouch. I was shoutcasting every TFT game I do. I love this shit. I love being entertaining. And I like talking about the things people want me to talk about. But yeah, cool. You're the P. Diddy of gotcha. Oh my God. This one's true. All right, cool. Next. Okay. Lakari. Yeah. Big black elephant in the room. Apparently Lakari had a little bit of a notepad leak. Apparently there's a little bit of a leak. I still don't really know the full extent of whatever the went on with this. Straight up. I don't know what the happened with all of this.
This guy was live tweeting at the time, or he was tweeting during the Lakari drama. There is no way that this guy's got no clue what happened. He literally commented under a post at the time. Oh, jerking off is bad, right, guys?
I've heard multiple different stories here. I've heard multiple different stories. I heard one. This was the first story I heard. This was the story that I heard on day one. The story that I heard on day one was that apparently he had a notepad with child porn on it. Did anybody else hear that story too? Watch a clip? I'm good.
I was the one who made up that story, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. So, but now the problem is, what I'm hearing 1 week later is that people looked into all the files that he had on his notepad, and there was not any of that shit on.
Oh my God, the pedo gambit is so... Because who the is going to be able to come out conclusively and say, actually, you're wrong. I looked at those files. I checked that shit out, and you are lying. There is child porn there. I watched the child porn. I downloaded it. The pedo gambit is so... Yeah, of course, you can just say that, and then nobody can directly contradict you. Because nobody wants to say, yeah, I looked into it, checked it out. Those girls all look so old over the age of 18 to me. Doesn't work, does it?
There.
Of course, Lakari's going to say that shit.
So which one is it? You can see. I know you can see the file name, but I don't know. I've heard both. Okay. Well, regardless, here's my stance on Lakari. Number one, stop gooning. Probably would help quite a lot. Be like me. I jerk off maybe like once every 3 days now. But yeah, Lakari, gooning way close to the sun. Why are we downloading these sus-ass links? Probably not do that. Second of all, yeah, I'd probably get the police to look into that, and then, you know, they investigate you, find no wrongdoing, and I guess we'll go from there, man. I mean, this is kind of rough. But I don't know. I've heard so many different stories. I saw like on day 1, he had all of this. I saw on day 2, there was none of this. And then I saw on like day 3, like 4chan looked into it and they said there was nothing there. I don't know. But regardless.
I've not heard that.
Well, I sure hope that
4chan looked into it and there was nothing there. Okay.
didn't happen. That would suck. I sure hope Lakari's not on the Epstein list. But yeah, if he did that shit, f him. If he didn't do that shit, well, let's get this shit figured out then, huh? Cool. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah, just let the police do their thing.
You watched the CSAM? I just heard Dickers confess. I've not looked into any of those videos. No. Dude, if it's being sold as illegal material, if it turns out by happenstance that those girls weren't 14, weren't 15, weren't 16, right, and actually turn out to be real life adult women who just did it as like an actress role or whatever, it doesn't actually change the situation, right? It's being advertised, marketed as CSAM. The actuality doesn't really matter that much at that point, right?
Thing, guys, very, very, very simple. Let the police do their thing. Yeah, I mean, you can do what I did. Police investigate.
Like if somebody says to you, right? Okay, here you are. Yeah, I'm gonna sell you this truckload of cocaine, and then you can go and like deal it out to other people, right? That's cool, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, $1,000. Yeah, I'll give you a ton of cocaine. It'll be there tomorrow, and then you go and sell that out to other people. Doesn't really matter if you don't test the cocaine yourself, right? You've still tried to like sell what you think are drugs. It's the exact same thing.
Me, they found no wrongdoing, and the case was suspended. So, just do that. Very easy. All right, cool. Let's get on with it. You skipped a slide? No, I didn't. All right. You are a right-wing grifter. Okay. Let's talk about the right-wing grifting allegations. True, based, true. So true. Now that one's the true one. True. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna hopefully pause the music here. I am not gonna lie on this one. We're gonna get a little bit serious here. Charlie Kirk's death greatly affected me. It absolutely did. I don't know if I was still streaming when this happened or not. I'm actually not sure. But Charlie Kirk's death really fucked me up. I feel like it fucked a lot of people up. And the reason why Charlie Kirk's death affected me so much was due to the fact that Charlie Kirk got killed for speaking his mind.
Holy fuck, dude. How did Charlie Kirk not make it onto the bingo? How did Charlie Kirk not make it onto the bingo, dude?
And the things that Charlie Kirk were saying were things that I say, were things that my grandparents say, were things that my family says. Things like, I believe white people can experience racism. I believe that, children should not have their genitals mutilated, and parents should not be allowed to chop off their kids' dicks and inject them with hormonal therapy. I mean, Charlie Kirk was a guy who represented a lot of what I thought and what I believed. And he got assassinated. He got shot in the neck. And if that wasn't bad enough, they celebrated this. The amount
of course, yeah, they did.
Liberals
They did.
that I saw
This is
online
true.
celebrating it, pointing to their neck, going bang, bang. Like, at a certain point, this world has become a lot less human. It's become a very cold, bitter, and disgusting place.
I mean, you didn't see that though, did you? Like, you didn't actually see that, like, online. You saw people reposting that all over Twitter from, like, 1 or 2 people on Blue Sky. That's the actuality of it. That's the truth of it. And it all circles back to grifting. Yeah, this is just, like, more grift.
And, yeah.
Like, I would believe that he's not grifting if he's got, like, an authentic, real, personal experience for how he came to his political opinions, right? The whole idea that he saw Charlie Kirk got popped in the neck, and then he's like, damn, okay, I'm a conservative. Yeah, right, dude. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Since Charlie Kirk has died, I've talked about things that I believe he would talk about even more due to the fact that he no longer can do that. And I believe a lot of people are like me, where this death greatly them up. And the court systems have become far more corrupt than they used to be. And if Charlie Kirk wasn't bad enough, immediately after that...
Wait, what? Wait, what? Say that again? Say that again? Do we have judge was biased?
And the court systems have become far more corrupt than they used to be.
Wait, what was that? What was that in reference to? What was that in reference to? Hold on. Dude, okay. No, that wouldn't be a bingo. That's close though.
Where this death greatly them up. And the court systems have become far more corrupt than they used to be. And if Charlie Kirk wasn't bad enough, immediately after that, Irina Zarutska's death f***ed me up just as hard.
Okay, we're going with that. We're going with that. General slander towards the justice system. Judge was biased. Let's go for it.
A poor, innocent white woman on the train, minding her own business, got stabbed in the neck and the chest 3 times while nobody did anything to help her whatsoever. And the worst thing is that this woman died brutally murdered on a tram with
by a schizophrenic. You know, unmedicated, untreated, not looking after his own issues, you know, not seeking treatment, just leaving it for other people to face the consequences. Yeah, anyway, nice.
With Black Lives Matter flag put up in her room. And the reason why she died is due to the fact, 1, racism. People are trying to kill white people. They absolutely are. And
I forgot about this. Oh my god, I can't believe this guy's back on the platform. This is going to be so annoying.
I want to quote the man who killed Irina Zarutska. I got that white bitch. I got that white bitch. And the reason why Irina Zarutska is dead in 2026 is due to the fact that the court system is corrupt. It absolutely is.
Never makes any mention of the fact this guy was a schizophrenic who had like issues throughout his entire life. Okay, nice.
Judges are seen as be-all, end-all people, but in reality, they're just humans. And I want to remind you, a judge released that black man from prison 17 times after being a repeat offender. So sorry if those things offended me, but yes,
okay,
that shit was up.
Judge's bias.
Anyways,
where is it?
Yo, West Jetta, what up, baby?
I'm going for that.
It was very, very, very bad. And to be honest, it's continued to get worse. And yeah, guys, I'm going to say something that a lot of people don't like when I say this. I believe that white lives matter. I do. Guys, I'm going to say it. I don't think white people should be assassinated for speaking their mind or for just being white. And I find it ridiculous how there's GoFundMes for pages for black people who have killed white people, and then they receive funds to get them out of prison because they believe that white deserved it.
Yeah, I'm sure that exists. I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that's true.
I think the world's becoming crazy, and I see this shit.
Bottom right, I'm being targeted because of my politics. Check that box for sure. We're not quite there, okay? We're not quite there yet.
Day. I mean, How many times do you go on Twitter and you see all these people saying, oh my God, they were a peaceful protester. And then the body cam footage comes out. And then you see they were trying to run over a police officer with a car. And then you see another one. Oh my God, they were a peaceful protester. And then the body cam footage comes out. And you see that they're spitting on cops, kicking on government vehicles, breaking government property, invading private property. Like, they always say, oh my God, these people are peaceful. These people are peaceful. And then the body cam footage come out. Body cam footage in 2026 has obliterated so many narratives that have been going on for millennia. It's insane.
I wonder if Tectone's going to support ICE having body cam footage. Yeah, like mandatory by law. They have to have body cams on their uniforms, recording everywhere they go. Yeah. That would be interesting. I would be interested to see if Tectone would agree with that, because I agree. It doesn't just protect the public, right? It also protects the law enforcement. They've got proof of everything they want to claim. I wonder if Tectone support that. Maybe. Possibly.
It is. No, we need body cams on everybody. And that's why all of these people, all of these content creators who are knee-jerk reactions, who feed into their... Sorry, I'm getting very passionate about this.
Yeah, because he genuinely believes it. He genuinely believes it. That's why when Tectone is responding to all his allegations, he's currently talking about body cam footage of police officers.
You guys got to understand, I had to watch all this from the sidelines. I was never allowed to speak my mind on any of these topics. But the amount of people that go and they jump into...
No, okay, let's be real, okay? Tectone never spoke on a lot of these topics because Tectone wasn't working, right? Tectone wasn't working. So there's no point to speak on any of these issues. That's why Tectone hasn't popped up and given everyone his thoughts about the ICE shooting. He's not working, right? He's not getting money from it. Tectone said that he was taking time off to do what he loved. If he loved politics, you got a Twitter. You can tweet about that shit all you want. What do you mean you weren't allowed to talk about it? You had to look at it from the sidelines. You had Twitter. You could have cut YouTube videos about it. Why is it you only talk about this stuff when you're on the clock? It's just interesting. It's just interesting.
Their fight or flight responses, their emotional response, their knee-jerk reaction, their emotional brain immediately before all the facts have been seen is insane. It's insane. You see these people who see 1% of a story and they say, that's the whole thing. Oh my God, that's the whole thing. Just wait a second. Wait a second until you see everything and then give your opinion. Or preface your opinion by saying, we don't know the whole story yet, but this is what it looks like. Guys, I'm going to be real. I'm like so in the soup with the...
I mean, it's to say because Tectone's like an obvious grifter. But I wonder, next time there's like a terrorist attack or something like that, how long it takes for Tectone to say that somebody's a Muslim. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm looking out for.
And what was it? Charlie Kirk was killed by like a gay furry lover? Dude, I've been following that shit still. Apparently there's like a theory where like the bullet actually came from the back, not the front. And like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what the f is going on in this country right now, but it's scary. It is. There is so much misinformation. And anybody who speaks against the misinformation, they're going to kill, blacklist, or slander beyond all shadow of a doubt. and that's the truth. That is the truth.
That's the truth.
The people who are speaking against the common narrative, who are using common sense, are being labeled as like horrific, vile human beings for merely giving an accurate representation of things as they have occurred. But the other problem is everybody says you need to have an opinion right now. And pussies, they give into it. And they say, oh shit, okay. Yeah, I'll weigh in before all the facts. Shut the f up.
Okay, dude. Okay. All right. Okay, we've gone on for another hour. I feel like I need to refill my tank real quick. I'm out of energy. I'm out of juice. I need like a little something different to be able to... Yeah, okay, this is perfect.
Have been twice.
Sorry, hold on. Okay, too early. We really need to take in the moment, all right? Really need to take in the moment. Last 30 seconds.
And you can't choose who your family is. You can't control what they've done. And to imply that I'm a rapist after I myself have been raped twice based on what my father has done. It's just a little bit crazy, isn't it? It's just a little bit crazy.
Oh my god, I completely fucking forgot about this. Just grabs a towel up off the ground and blows his some snotty nose into it. Ugh. Gross, dude. Disgusting. Okay. Did his grandpa do the other one? That's a good point, actually. That's a very, very good point. Huh. Wait, no, because what was described with his sister, that wouldn't be rape, right? Unless, I mean, he's never done it before. I'd be very, very surprised if this happened. I mean, it would really change the way that I thought about him. You know, if Tectone's maybe lied about something to be able to escape drama, possibly. It's a possibility. We can't ignore that possibility.
A joke. Anyways, yeah, I think social media is a mess. And to be honest, I really didn't want to say his name this stream. I really didn't. Oh, Asmongold gets way too much shit every day for just being the guy that tells the truth. And I'm just going to be honest. It pisses me the off how much slander.
What has Kathy just sent me? It's the exact same clip, isn't it, Kathy? Yeah, it's the exact same clip. All right, great stuff.
I've seen about this guy. It's every day. It's every day. Legit. It's every day. The amount of shit I see on people like Asmongold and Nuxtaku is insane. It is. And they're just people who are giving a accurate representation of things as they occur. And I think it's a joke. I do. Now, I would like to say this. I don't talk to anybody. I'm not friends with nobody. I don't know any of these people. Also, if you're a content creator, we don't talk at all. I don't know anybody, everybody. Okay? Anyways, all right. Sorry. I never was able to get that off my chest publicly. So that might have been a little bit intense. But I just think that America is heading in a very bad direction because we are literally killing people.
Yeah, we're literally not listening to Asmongold and Nuxtaku. That would really, really solve it. That would really, really solve it. You know what? Do I do it? Is it time? Do I do it? Yeah, I'm doing it. Okay. Bingo! Dude, we did it. We did it. Oh, man. Okay. I can live happy now, knowing that I completed the bingo on the Tectone stream. I would say just over halfway in. All right. I would say that's pretty good. That counts as a thanks, Asmongold, all right?
People on the street for speaking their mind, and then we are guilting ICE agents for doing their jobs and getting criminals out of our country. Yes.
You missed Mrs. doing this to deflect. He didn't say that explicitly. He didn't say that explicitly enough for me.
Guys, I'm pro-ICE.
That counts as a thanks, Asmongold.
If that makes you mad, I don't care. I think it is crazy how people feel so passionately, so mentally ill in their own brains that they feel like they can interrupt government officials, officers doing their jobs to make the country a better place. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If I see another
back to the political
white...
grifting. And you know what this is for, right? Because this has got like a dual purpose, and that's why he's going on and on about it. It's like, it's not just because he's trying to like do a right-wing grift. He is also trying to get people to return to hating Tectone for his political takes. That's what he's trying to bait. So what he wants is drama tubers, me, Chud, Queeman, whatever. And also, more importantly, Hasan, right? Hasan, to go through, react to this, and then start shit-talking him based on his political takes, right? Remember all the old reasons why they started hating him, and ignore all the new shit. That's what that stuff's for. That's what that stuff's for. That's why he won't talk about the specific allegations even once. He says he's going to talk about the elephant in the room. He never does. How many minutes has he gone about is this right-wing political takes for? It's the exact reason why. It's calculated.
Woman saying they don't feel safe walking home on the street at night, and then say, ICE, the reason why you don't feel safe at night is because there's criminals on the street, so let ICE officers do their job. Holy, it's so annoying. I'm sorry, guys. No, I don't support Americans going to just say, I'm going to interrupt all of these official officers doing their jobs. Fuck them. It's insane. It's insane. It's fine. No, it's nuts. The state of this country's nuts. It is. It is. And, you know, I stopped playing gotcha games for a while, and now I finally realize it.
No, Alex Pratt, you're missing it out, dude. I get the feeling he just spouts whatever comes to mind. Do not buy the lie that he tries to sell that this stream isn't planned. Yes, it is. This stream is planned. This stream is prepped. And he's had the last several months to think of how to do this stream, okay? This stream has been planned, bro.
And you say that shit and they call you a Nazi. Guys, I'm going to give you a hot take, okay? And I'm going to say something that probably needs to be said. And sorry, it's very hard for me to look at chat. I have to look up here to look at chat. Although I look kind of cute from this angle. Anyways, if you let officers do their job, if you stop resisting from officers when they're doing their job, when you get a lawful order, you should probably listen. And if you just stop interfering with police and officers doing their job, you probably wouldn't be dead right now. And that's why I just think it's a little bit crazy, huh? Because people don't understand that. Okay. Now. Maybe what I've said has upset you. That's okay. It is what it is. I understand we're going to have a difference of opinion. And I would like to say, I know a lot of my friends do not share the same opinions that I have. And that is okay. I believe everyone's opinions and their political viewpoints are completely valid as long as they can explain why. But if you cannot explain your political viewpoints, I believe you should pivot them. And I would like to say, I have had political opinions that I have changed. And the reason why that was is because I was not able to defend them. I was not able to explain why. And I found out that I didn't think that they were too good. Now, for example.
You just don't have these kind of like big political shifts like very, very late in your life. Like this guy is in his 30s and just suddenly, boom, has suddenly decided to 100% flip and start believing in all the MAGA narratives. Nah. Also, the most the most obvious lie about this entire thing. I'm sure people know what it is, right? I'm sure people know what it is. The most obvious lie is that Tectone has thought about politics. He's tried to defend them. He's tried to rationalize his own beliefs and he's introspected. That's the most obvious lie.
Donald Trump. I used to think that the tariffs were an amazing thing. But then I had a conversation with Destiny, and since then I realized, well, they're actually not as good as I thought they were. And so now I'm more so on the fence. But, you know, when people present me information, I'm very open to it. Cool. But I try to be a critical thinker. I'm not really stuck in my views permanently because if I find out new information, I change my opinion. But yeah. All right. Cool. Let's get onto it. Fight in the courtroom and the voting polls, not the streets. True. I just want to stop seeing Americans die. And I do. I really do. Do you guys mind if I rant a little bit longer? Think that that's good for the youth to be consuming. I just don't. And so, yeah, I've become pretty anti against that. But at the end of the day, I do have friends that are trans. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, great. Yeah. Instead, what they should be listening to is a schizophrenic totally unmedicated, probably a rapist, in his mid-30s, doing right-wing grifting. Great.
Great. Yeah. Moving forward. And we're back.
Speaking of which, wait, Alex Pratt, apparently I missed a chat message from old Techie. Freak Addy says, you're schizo and don't take meds and have insane paranoia. Shouldn't be trusted with guns anyway. That's true. That's actually true. That is actually true. Yeah.
Faked being homeless. Why the would I?
When was this ever part of the allegations currently? Like, when has this come from? What is this? What is this? Or are we just trying to, like, nebulize everything to be able to make the information as diffuse as possible?
I do that. Hey guys, I was a loser.
Sympathy bait?
That's like faking being. Like, what does that do?
It builds, like, sympathy for you. Like, it makes people feel sorry for you. Like, that's what it does, right? And you know that's exactly what it does. And the only reason you'd pretend to, like, not understand why people do that is if you were doing it yourself and you are lying.
Realistically, like, what is that? I don't know. What do you want me to do? How do I prove that? What is that? I believe this is when I had to talk about my divorce. Or maybe it was Rich Campbell. Who knows? Oh, speaking of which, I heard Rich Campbell's back, and I heard he's doing a podcast with Asmon. Go support that shit. Good for them. All right, cool. Let's keep going. UViewbot. Don't stream on Kick, they said. You lose all of your viewers. Meanwhile, averaging 3.7 million. That's why I'm the GOAT. Totally legit viewer count, guys. Guys. You're goddamn right. Yep. You're goddamn right. Hey. Do you...
Okay. So this is the one bit of the allegation that he's going to completely cop to, so that everybody talks about this. Again, this is just more red meat for people to chew over. Oh my god, he admitted to viewbotting? No way he admitted to viewbotting. Yeah, retarded. He'd already admitted to that. He'd already had knowledge about, like, intimate knowledge about how people viewbot. He already said that, like, advertisers, sponsors, OTK was apparently viewbotting him. He's already admitting to having viewbots. And it's pretty obvious that he's buying them as well, if any of those excuses are actually real.
You know how annoyed I was, and I'm not going to say any names. There was an OTK intervention where there was a member who was supposedly viewbotting 10 to 14,000 viewers extra. And I was like, what the f? And bro, there was going live on stream saying, yeah, viewbot, hold up, I gotta send an extra 2,000. Have I dabbled in it? You're goddamn right. I absolutely tried it. Hey, it is what it is. And I don't do that shit anymore, but it is what it is.
No.
Yo, chat, type one if you're a viewbot. All right, cool. Let's get into it. All right, next one. You're a racist. All right.
What is even
now,
this?
I would like to preface this with, I'm not a racist. I am just a firm believer in statistics. Okay? There's a very huge difference. But I believe the concept of per capita is pretty damn interesting. I do. I think it's pretty damn interesting. And guys, I say it off stream. All right? I do. I think everybody does. I believe everybody has. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. What is per capita? You should look into that. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, this is insanely pathetic. Like, again, not actually talking about the real allegations, just throwing I don't know, racist memes to his chat because he knows they're gonna gobble it up.
Guys, I'll be real. I think racist jokes are funny. I do. You want to know why? Because they're jokes. This is demon mode, by the way. Dude, imagine I say I'm going demon mode, I come back in full blackface. That shit would be crazy. That shit would be insane. All right, great. Yep, true. Big true. Big true. What's next? You're transphobic. We already went over this when I went on my whole spiel. Yeah, we already went over this. I will say.
Oh, he didn't make this, by the way. No, this was his mods. These were his mods, yeah? So despite the fact that he's already, like, gone off on a rant, and he's run through, like, all of these talking points. Yeah, these were his mods, actually. Like, he didn't make this. He hasn't prepared for the stream, guys.
Astolfo is pretty fine. You abuse your colleagues. Guys, mods, can you do me a favor? Can you guys prepare the Hex Juice Google Doc, and we'll do the Mugen doc as well, and we won't do Brax. We won't do Brax's. Yeah.
Wait, what?
We're gonna go over that.
Wait. Is that because Brax actually goes through and looks at the court documents? Is that why? Is that why you won't go through Brax?
Cool.
I don't care about the first one. I do care about the Mugen one, though.
All right, what's next? You like lollies. Well, this is a very interesting discussion. So let me talk to you about the problems with lollies.
No, not Mugen.
And
Mugen.
Let's talk about lollies for a second. This is fun. All right. So, lollies. I've had this discussion before, and I believe I've also tweeted about this to people like Chibi Reviews.
No. Whoa! Let's go! Bleeding the lolicons. Dude, now I said earlier, okay? The lolicons are a core part of Tectone support right now, okay? The lolicons are going hell for lava to defend Tectone. I wonder, is he going to burn them? Is he going to burn them?
And I believe I've also tweeted about this to people like Chibi Reviews. And you guys know that I like Chibi Reviews. You guys know that I like Chibi Reviews, and Chibi is that guy is obsessed with lollies. I'm not gonna lie, that's all he talks about sometimes. Like bro every day stands on business and talks about how much he likes lollies every day. It's crazy. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this shit. Lollies. Here's the big issue with lollies. Type 1 if you know what a lolly is. Type 2 if you don't.
Go on, chat.
Okay. So we all know what these things are. So my issue is with lollies, and I'm gonna go ahead and show this right now.
Dickers might as well be chanting one of us. What the f do you
Okay, we're
mean?
gonna pull this up.
Mate.
We're gonna pull this up, and then we're gonna pull up.
I'm vibe checking my chat. Yeah.
We're gonna make this all
Two
make
twos.
sense.
Got a 3 so far. Another 3.
Correct.
Okay.
So lolly is an umbrella term. Show us your notepad. Now I would like to. We're gonna address this here. We're gonna address it real quick. So the problem with lollies is that it's an umbrella term. It is, and it is far too vague. Now, what is lolly supposed to mean? Lolly is supposed to mean a young-looking woman. I believe. Now, people on the internet, they call this a lolly, and I agree.
This is
I
a
think
chibi.
This is a child.
Wait, what?
Right? This is what people probably consider lolly to be.
Wait, what? I thought this was chibi. I thought this was chibi. No? Am I wrong? Okay, my peanut detectors are off. Hold on, let me put my glasses on.
Considered a lolly.
No, it's not though, is it?
And this is where I believe the discourse comes from. Because the term is way too vague. Guys, this character right here, this character is 3 years old.
Oh,
This
shut the
character is
fuck
3
up.
years old, guys.
No way.
I don't know if you know
No
this. This character
way.
is 3 years old.
No way he's gonna try and make this argument. No way.
Right?
1,000-year dragon. Can we hear it yet? 1,000-year-old dragon.
Yeah. I'll show you. Yep, I'll show you. Android 21. Majin, age. Android 21 is less than 10 years old. They are less than 10 years old. Right?
Wait, hold on. Let's read the rest of that description. In terms of her existence as an android, as revealed in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, well, she possesses an adult, voluptuous, and pink-skinned Majin appearance, having been created with cells from Cell, Majin Buu, and others. She is mentally and biologically quite young, often expressing frustration, having missed out on a proper adolescence. Okay.
10 years old. They are less than 10 years old, right? And this is where I believe a lot of the lolly discourse comes from, is that when you say you like that shit, people have no idea what you're referring to.
No, I think people have got a really good idea of what you're referring to, actually. Usually it's like, looks like young girls. That's what I would say. Yeah. I don't know about anybody else. When somebody says that they're into lolly, the first thing that I think about is like young-looking girls, like children, right? Like child girls, you know? I don't think there's any kind of confusion around characters that look old and then are like cloned or androids and are technically like 3 years old.
I'm a firm believer that the word lolly needs to be abolished, and words with far more specificity
Pedo logic.
Need to be used. Because, for example, if someone were to like Hu Tao from Genshin Impact, I don't care. I don't care. But if somebody were to tell me that they liked Kana from Dragon Maid, I would think they're weird as shit. It's really that simple. The word lolly makes no sense. You need something way more specific because it's way too vague. Because the fact that a character can look like that or look like that and the different, it's just crazy, bro. I think the term needs to be abolished.
This is what the children in Texas are going to be wearing for the next several years around Tectone. Like, all of the girls, he's open about where he lives, right? He's open about where he lives. He says it earlier. This is what all the parents need to be doing with their young girls now in that neighborhood. It's the only way to protect them. It truly is the only way to protect them from return. This needs to be mandated. Like, you know how clear backpacks are for a while after, like, mass shootings? This is the only way. If you live in Texas, near Tectone, this is the only way to make sure that your little girl is safe, okay? Putting it out, PSA. Stay safe out there, kids.
New, more specific terms need to come out because one I think is weird as one I think I don't care. All right, great. Hopefully that makes sense. And let's get back to it. Where's my music? Hold up. Got to pull this back up. Does that make sense? Freeman looks like a young woman. Yeah, exactly. Does that make sense? I go as short between women. Exactly. That makes sense. Yeah, like a 3,000 elf that looks 8. Yeah, exactly. Like that's just weird as. All right, cool.
No! The pedophiles in his audience are rebelling. Yeah, exactly.
You got dick.
Exactly, Tectone. Like, she looks 8, but she's like an adult, right? That's fine. Wait, what?
Let's go.
Has an interesting take.
Yeah, sure thing. If you sent it into the Discord.
Go into the next one. Cool. Boom, 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 and we are here. Wait, I missed one. Wait. Okay. You're a
Dude, what the f is Swedish Crow sending me? I looked at those files. I checked that shit out, and you are lying. There is child porn there. I watched the child porn. I downloaded it. I watched the child porn. I downloaded it. Okay, thank you. Fantastic. Thank you, Swedish Crow.
rapist.
I don't know if that was the clip I was supposed to pull up, though, was it? I think I'm bamboozled there.
Guys, let me ask you an honest question. If I was a rapist, don't you think I'd be in prison?
Oh my god. It's just the weakest defense. That's not going to work with anybody with functioning brain cells.
Can we open our minds for 2 seconds?
You got dipped. Okay,
Like-
you're getting too big for your boots.
For 2 seconds. All right, next up.
Thanks, Piehawk, for the dono. Look, okay. Here's where it stands, okay? 225 pages of court transcript. And this isn't even the evidence that was introduced in the case as well, okay? This guy has openly said that it's not worth getting blowjobs from girls with lip filler because it will up and it will spread around their face. It'll up the lip filler. Now, that is not true. That's not true, okay? That's only true if, like Pink describes, you've just had it done, you're after the fact, after you've had surgery, you're in recovery, right? That's not going to be painful. That's not going to be an accident after you blow too hard. That's not how that works. That only happens if it hurts. Presumably, when a woman doesn't like it. We got electronic testimony. Her doctor testified to the court, presumably about the fact that, yes, she had to go and get her lip filler dissolved so that she could then get it reapplied because Tectone it up when he orally assaulted her, right? There's more evidence than that. She says that Tectone had an agreement with her where she wouldn't pay rent because she'd be a live-in blowjob machine. He said, that's not true. You did pay rent. You did pay rent. Here are the receipts. His lawyer doesn't even agree with that in court. His lawyer concedes, yes, actually, no. You did live with John for a period of time, and you didn't pay any rent, completely contradicting what he said. He claimed the entire time that he had evidence to be able to back this stuff up. Meanwhile, he was subtly threatening pinkchyuwu the entire time that he was going to reveal revenge porn of her. That's what was going on. That's what was going on. This has now been documented in court. That's what's been discussed. Those 200 pages worth of texts, worth of Twitch clips, all that stuff that Tectone was vague tweeting at her. That is what he had to do to try and keep a lid on this stuff. Why? Because he's innocent. No, actually, it's because he's a rapist. That's why. That's why. Right? And that's why he can't own guns for next 10 years. That's why he can't go anywhere near this girl. That's why he can't talk about her. Okay? That's the truth. Nothing about criminal allegations. Again, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. Is Bill Cosby innocent? Jimmy Savile never got a criminal conviction. What is the most underreported, underconvicted crimes, do we think? Can you think of a crime that is more underreported and underconvicted than, say, I don't know, violence? Yeah. Defense. Because there is no defense to make. There is really no defense. Like, the stuff is all out there in court. If he wanted to go through and defend himself, he could. He can't talk about her. He can't reference her. I'm sure he can reference the events alleged. He could reference some of the evidence that was introduced. If he's got complaints about the way that the court case went, presumably he'd be able to have them. Talk about his own statements, possibly. I don't know. But he could if he would. He would if he could. But he can't, because you can't defend himself, right? That's it. It's done. Case closed. People like sensitive society saying that we need to hold on, guys. We need to wait, okay? And we need to really see what the truth is here. It's game, set, and match, man. It's over. The information's out there. You've got to decide whether you believe it or not. And if you're friends with Tectone and you're saying you don't believe it, then fair enough. That's totally fine. You can give that take you want. But yeah, it's going to be insane staying on you. It is what it is. It's like the people who defended Dr. Disrespect. Gonna stay with you now.
I groomed my audience. All right.
Well, the Crown Prosecution Service has an entire document on how difficult it is to prosecute these crimes I read once. They talk about how credibility is everything, because it's so hard to get evidence. Yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that 100%. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way you're able to decide it, even as somebody who's like a non-lawyer, right? So I'm not saying that, like, what we do in commentary, or looking at, like, online drama, that's not even close to what a court does. But at the end of the day, like, the credibility of respective people is absolutely essential. And Tectone has lied time and time and time again. Even tried to lie on the record in court before his lawyer had to hard wrangle him.
Now, this one's true. I'm not going to lie. A lot of you guys have been watching me since you were like 12 years old.
Dude, this is such a thing to include. Nobody has alleged this. Nobody has alleged this. This is not like a serious contention here.
So I understand that, you know, I've groomed you. And this is the plan, by the way. I look forward to making you all slaves in my Genshin Impact baddie factory. But yeah, I mean, chat, type 1 if I groomed you. There it is. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my moderators, they don't even call me Tectone. They just call me Dad. I remember there was even a meme where everybody used to call me Father. Yeah, no, I definitely, I don't even want to joke about this one. This one's weird as I don't even know why this is a slide. Who made the slideshow?
I think we know who made the slideshow, right? It's probably the guy who, as soon as he's like going off script and yammering, he's going through all the points, right? I think everyone knows who made this slideshow. Yeah, Tectone did.
Oh, am I almost done? Like, this is torture, bro.
Isn't it interesting how not a single time has Tectone had to say, okay, my mods included this, I can't speak about this legally, all right? Like, legally, I'm not allowed to speak about this. Apologies, guys. Yeah, interesting. It's very interesting, isn't it?
Oh my God. Like, this is torture. Holy. Okay. I just threw up. Great. Holy crap. Okay, next. What's next? Do you guys remember when I was trending globally on Twitter?
Yeah, he brought this one up as well earlier. Yeah.
Because I assaulted Robin, and people thought Robin was a real human being, when in reality, I just talked about a fanfic about an anime character, but they said it was assault because in their minds, Robin was lesbian, and the fact that I had a fanfic about having sex with her was assault. He's not denying it. It's a anime character. And no one looked into it. I know. Like, there was people trying to reach out to Robin to hear their side of the story, and then they realized it was an anime character. Like,
yeah, I'm sure it was.
How many times, guys? Like, how many times are we gonna go through this, guys? How many times? She's a drawing? That's what I'm saying, man. I know. He ain't denying it because he's under oath. Okay, guys, I'll say it now. Everything Robin and I did was completely consensual. Okay, I'm calling the police now. Yeah, you're gonna call the anime police? Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, that one's stupid. Are you telling me that any of these other claims hold weight? Yeah, all right. Okay. You know, the worst thing about all this was I thought Enviosity was going to come back to streaming. I'm so glad that he did it. Yeah, in case you don't know, that's what I've been drinking all this morning.
Can we stop the music? I hate him. Yeah, unfortunately, that's on his side. All right, that's not got anything to do with me.
His mint picker tears. Yeah, I gave another streamer PTSD because I called him a mint picker. A dirty mint picker. He's a dirty mint picker. I don't regret anything that happened between me and this guy. I stand on business. I don't give a bro. He deserved every bit of shit that he got. I don't care. I don't care. I think it's hilarious. Okay, if someone calling you a mint picker ruins your life to where you have to give up on content creation, I'm sorry, you're a pussy, just quit. Right? Am I crazy here? If I played that shitty game of Pikmin 2, I mean, guys, I'll be real. Like, if you're still playing Genshin back in 2026, I just think you're I genuinely do. I genuinely do. All right, great.
I don't even know what this is regarding.
Every content creator... What is this? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, okay, great. Great. Let's... I suppose,
let's get to the Google Docs.
We'll talk about this. I suppose that we'll talk about this. quick 30-second recess. I got to piss. We're 2 hours in. Give me a second. Hard to the death for you guys to know. Hey, if you're still here, like the stream. We have the...
That's probably a good time for me as well. Listen, okay? You guys watching right now, you're enjoying the content so far. I'd hugely appreciate it if you could move your cursor down or move your thumb down and hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds, costs you nothing, and does a wonder of good for the stream, okay? Hugely appreciate it. You can also go one step further. You can send a super chat, send a super sticker. You can buy a membership. You can gift a membership. You can also buy kick subs or gift kick subs as well. I'd hugely appreciate that as well. All the support we get is hugely appreciated, and it all goes towards supporting the stream. Couldn't do it without you. Okay, fantastic. Good, good, good.
The hex juice file. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can find this. All right. Okay. Hex juice. Okay, here's Mugen. We have the Mugen files. This is great. And then we have, oh god, the hex juice one. This one, dude, this one was actually crazy, bro. That one was crazy. There was the Braxophone document, but I'll be real. I don't even want to go over it. Dude, listen, I'll be real. I like Brax. I do. I actually like Brax a lot. He can say that shit. I'm cool with it. Is what it is. And I wish him the best. I do. Brax said some pretty crazy shit. I understand that Brax thinks I'm like a turbo alt-right grifter, which is fine. He had all the buzzwords. But I'll be real. I think Brax...
Nah, that's not what Brax thinks, dude. That's not what Brax thinks at all. Brax thinks you're a rapist, bro. No, Brax doesn't think you're a alt-right anything, dude. Brax doesn't think you're a alt-right anything. Brax came out swinging pretty early, saying that he thought that pinkchyuwu was lying, right? TLDR, I've read the court documents and formed my own opinion on the matter. Even though Tectone helped me while it was difficult, knowing now what has come to light about him, I do not want somebody like him in my life, and I don't want to be associated with him. I apologize for any unfair assumptions I made about Pink, and I hope she gets the justice and healing she deserves. Well, I wonder why. I wonder why you wouldn't want to go through this document here. Weird, strange. Maybe because he was never actually that associated with Mugen. You know, Mugen has just been kind of like a guy in the space at large. This Hex person is some glup shit over. Sounds super slow in the document. I wonder why we don't go through the Brax document. It's strange. Really strange.
Brax was kind of put into a position where he kind of had to say that. And to be honest, I get it. Yeah, I'm not really worried about it, to be completely honest. Yeah, dude, for real, I'm not worried about it. Because the clip that he said, beforehand, oh man, he was based. That's okay.
What would that be considered? What would that be considered under his protective order? I wonder. Have we got close to a breach there? Have we got close to a breach? Yeah, because what Brax said before is that pinkchyuwu is mentally ill, and Brax would not be surprised if she was a liar. If she was lying about Tectone to try and get back at him. Dude, can you endorse a statement like that without breaching the protective order? I wonder.
I forgive Brax. I ask you guys to forgive Brax as well. Yo, Hannah, think of the 20 gifted subs. All right, so Hex Juice put out a Google Doc on me, which was pretty crazy. And she said all this crazy shit where, like, you know, she immediately starts talking about shifting to alt-right politics. I mean, guys, I'm going to be real. Like, pretty much every single person who said some crazy shit about me has this whole issue where, like, guys, I'll be real. I don't even know what alt-right means. Okay, I'm going to Google that. What is alt-right? Did they mean it's like just left-leaning? What does alt-right mean? Why do they say why don't they just say the word right? Okay, I still don't get why they don't just say right. Okay, anyways. everybody, for some reason, is very mad at me for being affected by Charlie Kirk being assassinated and how I think that white lives matter. I don't know why, but it bothers them a lot. That's okay. I mean, I'm not out here supporting terrorism. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. But to summarize this, Hex Juice then later said I was,
They just hate me for my politics, guys. They just hate me for my politics. What's the inciting event? Why has everyone started, like, distancing themselves from you? Why does everyone feel like they can now come out and shit on you? Oh, yeah, that's the rape. It's because of the rape.
Really big, really mean. I would harass her. I was awful. And she included clips. Right? She included clips, which is, even in the video he made reviewing the post announcing my hiatus, he constantly belittled me and was incredibly unkind. Right? So I'm going to click her own links. And we're going to see just how awful I was being to this person. Now, I want to make this very clear. I can't change the links. I can't alternate the context. I cannot change anything. This is their doc, right? So let's see how awful I was to this person. Here we go. Context. This is Hex Juice announcing that she's retiring from content creation.
TLDR, I'm going on an indefinite hiatus. Content creation was everything to me, but I can't find my passion for it anymore. I didn't know about this. I'm going to go to law school, and I hope we see each other on YouTube or Twitch again someday in the future. Thank you for everything. What the Oh, this isn't caused by me saying if you're above 30 or you're not a millionaire, then you're wasting your life, right? Wait, this isn't because of me, right? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's me. Hold up. I'm going on an indefinite hiatus. I've been incredibly unsure of how to say this, or if I want to say anything at all. I didn't know how to explain what has changed for me over the last 6 months or so. I lived and breathed content for...
Real quick, does this sound like I'm belittling them? Does this sound like I'm harassing them? Does this sound like I'm, trying to rip them apart?
All right, I'm not interested in this. I'm going to skip forward. I never read this doc myself. I'm not interested in reading this doc. Great stuff. Let's fast forward. Does he get to the Mujimon?
Until 18 hours after you typed all that shit. And then speak up now, because protective order court cases are infamously difficult for the victim, especially...
Okay, fantastic. Finally. We get to Mujin's document. Let's go. Let's go back maybe a minute and get some of the context.
That Mujin said this on January 29th at 2 a.m.
Okay, great.
Mujin made he actually officiated doc on me. I'm also going to say I like Mujin. We were very here. I feel like I'm being a nice guy. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Dude, I don't know. I mean, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, we got it.
That shit's crazy.
It's lock-in time.
Dude. I don't know. Like, dude, I feel like be tripping for no reason. Next up, let's talk about Mujin. All right. So Mujin put out a crazy Google Doc on me. I'm also going to say I like Mujin. We were very, very, very close friends. Best friends, actually. He actually officiated my wedding. No, we were very good friends. We broke bread. We lived together for 8 years. Really, really good friends, me and Mujin. Yeah, Mujin's just wrong. Yeah, I don't really get it at all. Is the PowerPoint over? No, it's not over. I have to go over a couple more Google Docs. So real quick, I got to highlight some things here real quick. So he makes some big claims. And I want you to really take note of this. Okay. What was said by Mujin was on January 29th at 2.
No way. Wait. I didn't even notice that before. JStalk is blocked. JStalk got blocked by Tectone. No. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. I saw the torrent of people on Twitter saying that they too had been blocked by Tectone. It didn't take much. It didn't take much at all. Literally just people like quote retweeting and like disagreeing with him. That's all it needed. That's all it needed. Holy shit, that's so funny.
2 a.m. And now, why is that important? Why is it important that Mugen said this on January 29th at 2 a.m.? Mugen made a post saying that he read all of the documentation. Mugen, I really hate to break the news to you, but all of the documentation wasn't available until January 29th at 8 p.m. So how the did you read all of the documentation when it wasn't out until 18 hours later? Like, listen, man, I understand you got to save your skin, but you couldn't have read all the documentation.
I don't know what he's talking about there. Is that true?
Because it wasn't out until 18 hours after you typed.
Oh, I think that he'd said that, you know, Mugen was talking to pinkchyuwu behind the scenes, right? He's friends with pinkchyuwu, and according with her wishes, he didn't say anything about it. So presumably, he's got stuff from behind the scenes, right?
All that shit. And then you go, and I guess we'll talk about this right now, right? You make this claim. Why did I choose to speak up now? Because protective order court cases are infamously difficult for the victim, especially in the state of Texas. Okay, so...
Wait, hold on. Wait, when did he say it was out? When did he say it was out? Because I've got shit here pointing to the fact that, no, actually, this stuff was dropped on January 26th. On January 26th. That's when the link to the court documents got dropped. It's not true. So Mugen releases a statement on the 28th. Even if he has got all of this stuff through pinkchyuwu as well, he's lying about the timeline of when he got those when he's got those documents. He's lying about that timeline. There's no way that Tectone is unaware of the fact that this shit got leaked. He knows this shit got leaked. Obviously it did. Yeah? Chud totally missed that. Lol. Yeah. I know from the timeline of when the Mugen statement came out that I had already read through some of these court documents before, right? This stuff got posted to Kiwi farms.
And let's just talk about some numbers here real quick. So this guy says it's incredibly difficult and infamously
got leaked on his Discord. Yeah. Like all of them, right? All of them. There was like 26. Hold on, I've got a file on my PC with all of the leaks that we got. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fantastic. 26 different PDFs. 26 different PDFs and 3 screenshots as well. Yeah, this shit got leaked days before.
Difficult to get a protective order in Texas. So let me ask you guys a question real quick. Guys, what % of protective orders do you think get granted in Texas? You know, if this guy were to be legitimate, you'd probably assume like 3%, 4%. 8%, even 10% is pretty difficult, right? That's what, if it was really that hard to get one, you know, that would be pretty tough, because Mugen is making the claim that getting a protective order is just so hard. It's so hard in Texas. Why don't we fact check that real quick? Why don't we go ahead and fact check that? So Mugen wants to say the only reason why he's talking is because protective orders are infamously hard to get. Brother, 77% of them are approved.
That's not what I'm seeing here. I don't know if he's like screen capped this because it's like a very particular definition that he's using. That's not what I've got. Wait, what? No! No way! Wait, on Opera, it gives 77%. Huh? Okay. On the other one, I've got 49 to 68%. All right, me, I take the L. Okay. By a particular study, it looks like it is 77%, but I've seen other numbers. I'll say that much, all right? I'll say that much. The point's still proven, or the point still stands. Yeah, it's there's like a range here. Different studies get different things. Okay, nice.
77%. So Mugen, I don't know if you Googled anything for 5 seconds. Clearly not. But dear God, I understand people have to save their skin, but can we not just make up lies as well? Like, come on, man. Like, can we, like, 77.
Like, no, like, Mugen isn't even lying, okay? So, the infamous statistic, if you go to Japan and take a look at their, like, murder conviction rates, it's extremely high. It's higher than that, right? It's higher than that. Now, does it follow from that murder cases are really easy to prove in Japan? No. There's, like, other factors there about why they go through. It could be, for example, the criteria for protective orders are really well spelled out. You got a restraining order for most people, that'll be okay. If you need to take it to a protective order, you do need to prove a lot, right? You need to prove continual harassment to prove why this should be a permanent fixture for years. It can still be a hard bar to meet, and yet 50-50, right? 50% of people who lodge them end up getting a protective order. It is what it is.
77. Anyways, that shit was cringe.
Compare it to an easy proceeding, like an extension of time or something. That might be 99%. So 77 might actually be quite low, Dickers. Right, okay.
It is what it is. And you know what?
I mean, how easy is it to be able to get a protective order for 10 years? Right? This guy got his guns taken away. This guy got 20 yards from pinkchyuwu. Can't talk about her for 10 years. How easy is that to get?
Once again, I'm not mad. I don't care. It is what it is. Me and Mugen never talked. It doesn't matter. I had him on a podcast like 3 times because I liked his vibes, and he was the giggler. But it is what it is. I don't mind at all. It is what it is. C'est la vie. I mean, it sucks because you got to make up lies. But I really just want to make one thing very clear. With so many people making up lies about me, I don't understand why they're not just self-reflecting for a couple of moments and thinking, maybe if I just have to lie constantly about this guy, maybe it's because he's not really that bad. Great. All right, move on. All right. So there's me addressing.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm seeing a little bit of tactical Templar cope on the timeline right now. Yeah, following on from the J-Stalk debate that we fucking looked at earlier. I mean, we've already replied to it. At J-Stalk owes me an apology. He claimed he read the entire transcript and found no inconsistency in pinkchyuwu's version of events. This leftist simp is either a liar or is... So, first of all, okay, this is Tectone being questioned here, okay? Okay, how many times did she tell you, no, I don't want to be recorded? Never. How many times did she actually agree to be recorded? Every time. She would even hold the camera. Now, that's Tectone's claim. That's not an inconsistency in her events. Alright? She makes a claim. Tectone disagrees. Except for the fact that, no, as I say there, if you take a look at the transcript, you can't find her saying, I told him no explicitly, because she never claims that. That's it. She never claims that. Illiterate fucking... Read the transcript, dumb Just read the transcript. It's not even that long, man. On 2 points, you factually failed there. It's not an inconsistency in what she said, and it's not even contradicting anything she said. Nice try, though. Yeah, nice try.
Brax, Hex. I don't even know who the this is. Who is this?
Could have sworn she agreed to saying no and being pressured to say yes. You won't find that in the transcript. When she's asked, she says that she's like squinting her eyes and giving signs that she doesn't want to do it, right? But you will never find her saying, I told him no. Her lawyer doesn't ask that question. She doesn't give that answer, right? She never says that.
Oh. I will say, speaking of job applications, change the music? Okay. We'll change in a second. Speaking of job applications, guys, I will say this. Admittedly, being in the spotlight, it gives you a certain debuff that you have to deal with. It does. I actually, for a couple months, a couple weeks, a couple days. How long was it? maybe a couple weeks. For a couple weeks, I actually considered not coming back to streaming and getting a job. I did.
Gross.
I know. I'm not going to say what job, but I did consider for a little bit just working a real job. I really did. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, oh my God. Dude, dealing with streamer shit is just so annoying. It's, you know what streaming has become? Streaming has become who can be the most emotional, who can react the fastest with their dumb emotional brain, and who can say the lie the loudest.
I don't even know if Tectone has got any qualifications to be able to get a real job. Like, what qualifications does this guy have? He did high school, I guess. He was a streamer during college. Did he ever complete his degree? I don't know what job you get qualified to do just because you've like 2 women. I'm not sure. Maybe porn actor? Maybe porn actor, right? Because they're almost like guaranteed to be consenting. They've been paid to do it, right? ICE agent? Maybe. Possibly. Work for the Republican Party? I don't know. I don't know if you can be a pro raper. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can be a professional raper.
And the truth...
That's a good point. He can't even be a porn star because he's terrified of vaginas. Yeah, it's going to be Walmart Groot or something like that.
In 2026, my God, guys, I'm 32 years old. The truth no longer matters. The only thing that matters is who can tell the lie the loudest. And that's how it is. So many people will accept their reality by whoever's lying the loudest. And it's insane. That's how internet culture goes. Whatever is trending on Twitter, that's what everybody believes. Nobody, let's be real, guys, and you don't do this either. You'll see someone on Twitter, you'll see someone on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever they say, people will just agree without fact-checking anything, without asking for proof of anything, because these people don't care what the truth is. They just care about what the funnest thing to believe is. And I think that's the problem. All right, next up, we have virtue signalers, of course. And once again, I understand everybody who had to throw me under the bus.
Wait, what? Are you sure that was about the people talking about you? Are you sure literally saying, I believe white lives matter, guys? I think you can be racist to white people. I think that sometimes black people kill white people. I know. Calling out other people virtue signaling.
Of course. And once again, I understand everybody who had to throw me under the bus. I get it, and I forgive you. It is what it is. I hope you have a wonderful life. Next, let's talk about Mizzy Wizzy.
Yep.
Let's talk about Demon Time. Let's talk about everybody's favorite streamer. I want to kind of drop everything.
Huh? 8 years? What? How the f*** do you go to college for 8 years? There's no way Tectone has a PhD, okay? There's no way. 4 IRL facts about me. I have over 3,000 hours of unappointed community service. Okay? So, presumably he's got prior crimes. Interesting. I went to college for 8 years and use none of it. I set myself on fire for a photo. My cat Aggie's the greatest boy on earth. College for 8 years. College for 8 years. Can you use it at that point? Did he ever graduate? Maybe. Possibly.
Right now, why?
Oh yeah, wasn't his dad's GI Bill paying for classes and housing? Oh. Possibly, yeah. I wonder if this guy got a degree. Doesn't seem like it.
Talk about
could be,
this.
though.
This shit's very
Part-time student? That could be true as well, possibly.
serious to me. Mizkif and I were dating. Sorry.
Yeah, this was made by his mods, just FYI.
All right. Let's get serious here. Let's get serious here for a second. I made a
Mizkif
video.
raped you.
on mizkif. And I'll go ahead and pull it up. Let's go ahead and pull it up. It was called mizkif. And this video got 700,000 views 3 months ago. And in this video, I thought I was pretty fair. I do. And I would like to say in this video, and you can check it out for yourself, do you want to know one thing that I didn't do that every other content creator did do? I never went in. I don't think ever. I don't believe I've ever done this. I didn't go in on the whole essay claims that Emmy did on Miz. I never did that.
Well, yeah, it's like a... What? Yeah, of course you fucking didn't, dude. Of course you didn't. It's like if, I don't know, it's like if Jared Fogle and Jeffrey Epstein got into a beef together. What the are they going to say about each other? You used to be fat. You're Jewish, right? How the fuck can you throw essay claims at mizkif? You know it's going to bounce back and hit you. Especially while he's under this temporary restraining order, and he knows that he's probably going to lose the protective order, or at least there's a chance of it, right?
Because that to me isn't drama. That to me isn't really fun for me to talk about. In this video, I talk about genuinely the issues with one man's mind and content creation becoming everything to him. I was hoping that Miz would either find peace, because he's a millionaire, multimillionaire. He has enough money to retire forever. But I genuinely wished him well and hope that he can find clarity and peace within his mind. I clearly see that that is not the case. When I look at Miz, I see a deranged man that is willing to do anything, willing to say anything, will see no barrier that is not worth crossing in order, one, to save his own skin, and two, to get more viewers for. And I think that's very sad. I actually used to really like mizkif. I did. I did.
Yeah, you hate the guy, Rizard. You were talking about how he'd like going to see Wreckball just to see the way that he died to be able to go after him. Like, you hate the guy. Don't act all fake, like, gay magnanimous now. You hate him.
You know, he told a story about how, and it's obviously a story that is told from his perspective. And that's fine. We all have our own perspectives. But no, I used to enjoy hanging out with mizkif off stream and playing Mario Tennis. I remember this one time he made me stay at his house, and I couldn't leave his house until I won Mario Tennis, and then he beat me 22 times in a row. And then I said, I'm tired, I'm going home. And I used to take his thumbnails, and I used to take his titles. Yeah, no, I enjoyed his game shows as well. I would say at a certain point, I looked up to mizkif. I absolutely did. And I wish we could have been friends. I think that would be cool. I wish mizkif and I could have been friends. But I just believe that his mental state, I think a lot of people think it's like funny. I don't really think that it's funny. And maybe I shouldn't, maybe I'm too worried about, who I was really hoping to be close with back in the day. I got told this thing by a person who used to be my friend that, a lot of shit happened with Miz in the past that kind of drove him to the deep end. He's a guy who's been in controversy pretty much nonstop. And this person, because I was trying to hash my beef with Miz. I did. I not gonna lie, I sent someone to ask them a question for me to see if there was a way for me and Miz to squash our beef. And I just got them to ask, because I never knew why Miz just started to not like me so much. I got them to ask them, why are you so mean to Tectone? I got somebody to ask him this. And he said this quote that was like a Batman supervillain quote, which is, if you don't know who the bottom of the totem pole is, That's because you're the bottom of the totem pole. And when I heard that, I just realized, oh, Jesus, there is literally nothing coming back from that. And this is kind of like, you know, Rich used to be the bottom of the totem pole in OTK. Everybody remembered when Rich was in OTK. He was the butt of the joke for everything. And then when Rich got removed and then Miz had his controversy, Miz became the butt of the joke for a while, and he couldn't handle that. So then he kind of had to force all of the butt of the joke to being me, which makes sense in hindsight. But yeah, this new Miz, this new demon time, I just think it's sad. I actually genuinely...
So you're telling me that mizkif did social maneuvers to be able to make sure that Tectone got bullied in OTK because he was the bottom of the totem pole, made Techie feel bad about himself, and this is supposed to make me hate mizkif? This is supposed to make me dislike mizkif. I'm supposed to hate mizkif now. Dude, you're only making me like him more. Oh, what a story.
genuinely worry for him. And in this video to mizkif, I say, I hope, and I speak vaguely, but I say life is worth living and you should never kill yourself. And I pose that as a question or like a note to my audience. But I do genuinely worry about mizkif's mental state quite a lot. Miz, no matter what you ever say to me, no matter what you do to me, I just really hope you take care of yourself. Because your mental state really worries me.
Yeah, I mean, he tried this same shit when the mizkif stuff already happened, right? And it didn't, it seemed, well, maybe it was fake then. It was fake then, it's fake now. I don't think this shit makes you look good. You don't look like above it. It just seems like you know that mizkif could you even further, and you don't want to beef with him. So you want to play being magnanimous. You don't look good doing this. You look gay.
It's just not a good look, man. Despite everything you've said, despite everything you've done, sending people to follow me, take photos of me, talking about me for 42 hours straight. Just take care of yourself, man. I know I should be angry. I know I should be mad. And yeah, there are things that I found out about you that I wish you never did. But dog, just take care of yourself, bro. Please. Therapy would be great. And just maybe find God. I don't know, man. I genuinely feel very bad for the guy. I do. I genuinely feel and I know, don't get me wrong. I don't like him, right? But I just want the guy to take care of himself. It's just, he doesn't really seem that right in the head. And I would like to thank you. I have an announcement. And I think we're kind of nearing the end here. And then I think we're kind of done with talking about everything in the presentation. I went to a psychiatrist for the second time. And
yeah! Go to the doctor, bitch. Time for the asylum. Little bit more than fish oil and vitamins now. Let's go. Let's go. Techie lobotomization arc. Let's go.
In my entire life yesterday. And I had a full psych evaluation. I'm doing a follow-up every 2 weeks for however long they think they need me. And I guess, in case you guys don't know, when I was 19, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in New Mexico State University. The meeting was very quick. It was very brief. I went in with my dad. I kind of said, hey, sometimes I see things that aren't there. And they said, you're schizophrenic. They gave me medicine. I took those medicines and they made me a zombie. I went to a psychiatrist yesterday, and I'll try to provide some documentation for this at a later date whenever I receive it. Guys, I'm not schizophrenic. The psychiatrist believes the reason why I see things that aren't there, mainly, well, at night, is due to the fact that I got stabbed in my left eye and my right eye is normal. And so they believe that my eyeballs are causing me to temporarily hallucinate things that aren't there because they're not signaling my brain properly. And what they believe that I have is anxiety with bad vision as well as unresolved childhood trauma.
What? You get stabbed in the eye with a fork, and then demons start appearing in front of you. Yeah, you start seeing your girlfriends like committing suicide in rooms around the houses, around your house. Yeah? Do you ever get stabbed in the eye and then just start having like, you know, delusions? Do you ever have that? Yeah, crazy. Kind of crazy, you know?
So I was going there unironically, and I'm trying not to get emotional because I thought there actually might be something wrong with me. And so I was going to actually try to get medicated. They said I do not require medication. So,
what?
And so I was going to actually try to get medicated. They said I do not require medication.
When was this? Hold on. When was this?
Unresolved childhood trauma.
Is that a thing you mentioned seeing hallucinations of? His girlfriend committing suicide? That's in pinkchyu's testimony. Yep.
So I was going there unironically, and I'm trying not to get emotional because I thought there actually might be something wrong with me. And so I was going to actually try to get medicated. They said I do not require medication. So I guess I am just a human with anxiety, unresolved childhood trauma, and eyes that don't communicate too well to my brain. As well as I talked about this, and people were doing this as a gotcha. I made a post on Twitter saying that
I just do not believe this is true. I don't believe this is true. This is a lie, I think. Like this guy hasn't just spoken about seeing things, right? Or misseeing what's there. He's spoken about seeing shadow people and almost crashing his car. He's spoken about having full-on conversations with his friend's dead mother. He's spoken about having delusions once a month, not just visual hallucinations, delusions. And then he's also spoken about, or pinkchyu's testified to the fact, that he's seeing pinkchyyu around the house committing suicide. Doesn't sound legit to me. That doesn't sound legit to me at all. This sounds like a lie.
I've always wanted to go into therapy, but I'm scared. And then I also make a post on Twitter saying therapy changed my life. I want to make it very clear. What I was referring to in that tweet was me going on Dr. K. Dr. K, me and Dr. K talking, I considered therapy, but apparently he's not a licensed therapist, so it doesn't really count. But me talking to Dr. K really helped me gain a lot of perspective.
Oh, Max Carson, Mr. Girl, if you can hear me now, okay? You got a fresh report to file. You got brand new evidence, dude. Somebody else considered Dr. K to be therapy. Okay, whatever case you got going on right now, got extra evidence for you, dude.
On who I am in my life. But after all of this
Okay. We're back. Teeny tiny F.
actually now looking into getting therapy, and I have someone very special to me in my life holding me to it to actually get therapy to kind of make sense of all of the bullshit that I've been going through in my entire life. Because guys, I'm not going to lie, eventually it does get to a point where it is very hard to live a life where just everybody lies about you. It is. It's rough. It's not really too fun every day to see people's headcanons on who they think you are. It kind of blows. But I will be starting therapy, and I have someone very special in my life holding me accountable to that. And they're also going to come with me and sit by my side while I do it. So I'm going to stop being a pussy, and I'm going to get therapy. Big W's. But yeah, I guess I can no longer have the excuse of me not playing horror games because I'm schizophrenic. Guys, I guess I will say this officially. The reason why I can't play horror games is because I'm a pussy. So, there it is. Yep. There it is.
Sure?
I guess mods, I'm going to tell you guys something. You will now no longer ban people for saying behind you. Yeah. Yep. I was just a pussy. And the other thing is that I've been told my whole life that I was like a shaman and that I can see spirits. Yeah, I just think it was because I had really bad eyesight, and it makes sense that 99% of the time it was just at night. So I'm also going to go get laser eye surgery. And hopefully I'll be able to fix my eye. Because in case you guys can't tell, I don't know if you guys can see or not. My left eye is like more closed than my right eye. It's called a squinky eye, I think. And I got this scar on my left eye when I stabbed myself in the eye when I was like 3 years old. So we're going to get all that, we're going to get all that fixed. Yep. Dude, you should have gone to therapy earlier.
I just don't believe this. I legitimately, until he posts like papers from medical office, I don't believe any of this stuff, dude. Like the symptoms that he has described line up too hard with schizophrenia. Way too hard with schizophrenia. I don't think for schizophrenia it's just like, okay, symptom. Don't they check the dopamine levels in your brain? I'm pretty sure the diagnosis is a little bit further than that.
Earlier, the problem is...
Also, the question would be whether when he was on the schizophrenia medication, when he took it for a while, did he see improvement? He has never claimed that he did not see improvement when he was on schizophrenia medication. He's never claimed that. He said he didn't like the way that it felt. He's never contended that the schizo medication that he had didn't work for him. Which would be interesting if it's just a squinty eye him up. This is a lie.
The problem that I have with therapy is that... Hello? The problem that I have with therapy is that I find it very dangerous.
Denies having schizophrenia immediately. Immediately starts hearing voices.
If I get a bad therapist, because therapists are seen as like holier than thou people, like their opinions matter. But at the end of the day, everybody's human. Everybody's thoughts on you is just their opinion, and they have to be informed for those thoughts. So yeah, I don't want to start blindly believing a therapist and everything they say about me, I'm going to believe a little bit more than I would the average Joe. So I really got to make sure that I find a good one. That way they don't feed me a false reality and I start believing things about myself that aren't entirely true.
Not paranoid. No, not paranoid. Not paranoid. He's got an eye disorder. That's all. Okay, that's all. Yeah. He's got an eye disorder. Not paranoid at all.
I think finding the right therapist is going to be a journey for sure, but I'm going to try. Police officers are just humans. They make mistakes. Therapists, psychologists are humans. They make mistakes. McDonald's workers, they're going to make mistakes. I mean, have you seen a McDonald's cheeseburger? These are people who live there, who've done this shit for their entire life, and the pickles will still be off the burger, and all the condiments will be on the left side. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just people. And so you kind of got to make sure you find the right people to do their job. So yeah, I'm going to make, this is probably what everybody's waiting for. This is what everybody has been asking me to do since the start of the stream. And we're going to do it right now. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Now, before I say all this, this will be my one and only comment, and then I am moving forward for the rest of my life. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to say one comment. Obviously, I have to be very careful with what I say. But I want to speak to you guys from the truth. Before I say anything, I do want to say to you guys, This stream went so much better than my most wild imagination. I didn't even have to view bot to get over 3K. That's big. And second of all, I would like to share with you guys that after this, I do have one big announcement to make.
Okay.
That I'm very excited about. For all the people, and there's more to the stream after this, and you know, there's something pretty big that happened since I've been gone. I'm starting a clothing brand. Okay, sorry. I gotta be serious. Sorry. Shout out to Kai.
Lamau.
Addressing the elephant in the room. I lost the civil case. I did. That sucks. Didn't go the way I wanted. Is what it is. But I do genuinely want to respect the court's decision. At this point, I'm not sure what route I want to take from here. But I believe, even though I lost the case, I do believe that this still gets me to where I want to go, which is for all parties to simply move on. That's pretty much all I want is for
Shut the up, dude. The court made a finding that you were harassing this girl over months. The court made a finding that you had 200 pages worth of statements trying to direct harassment towards her. You just want everyone to move on, you liar.
everybody to go their separate ways, to be able to move on and find solace and peace in their life. Genuinely. I understand that things are going to be an uphill battle for a while, and that's okay. But I will say, I do want to respect the court's decision. Do I think the American justice system has failed me? Yes. And I do believe in an America where consent cannot be retracted 1 year later. However, at the end of the day, I want to move forward with my life. And so I am going to admit that I f***ed up. I should not have tweeted that much. Straight up. I think I should not have tweeted that much. I was tweeting like crazy. I hope people can understand why I was tweeting that much. But at the end of the day, I should have practiced self-control. I got out of hand. This shit consumed my brain, and it sucked, the things that I was being called. So I tweeted a lot. Going forward, I'm just like not going to tweet. Like barely at all. I uninstalled Twitter. I'm not going to tweet a single time for another week. But I think what I learned is I need to stop tweeting so much. And boys, let's just move the on. And to my lawyers, sorry, I should have shut the up. And that's it. That's it. That's pretty much it. Is what it is. We'll see what happens from here. But until then, I'm moving forward. What do you guys think? W, I appreciate that, bro. 6 or 7 lawyers. I had one, and he had a girl that wrote notes, and then I had a Jew. Anyways, I'm gonna just move forward. People can say what they want to say about me. I've been called way worse, believe it or not. Now let's talk about the final slide. Wait. Oh, hold on. I gotta skip through all these. Hold up. I gotta go through all these. Hold up. Whoa. Here we go. What's next? Boys, men, women watch me, right? Maybe. I don't know. We're back to full-time content creation. I will be going live every day at 9 a.m. CST. We're not going anywhere. We will be streaming live every day at 9 a.m. CST on YouTube. There will be a discussion on bringing in Twitch and Kick later. But that will be up to you guys. The vibes of the YouTube stream have been incredible. And this stream went so much better than I could have ever imagined. The content that I will be doing will be React Slop, as usual, and gaming. Yeah, I do plan on trying Arknight's Enfield. I do plan.
I'm really not looking forward to a content creation landscape where mizkif is, where Tectone is back. Oh, am I going to cover any Tectone content? I don't know. I don't know about that. It just like, this guy does just rage bait, and by responding to it, you just like feed into it. Yeah.
Plan on trying Where the Winds Meet, but the majority.
I can't believe Tectone is only a year older than Dickers. That's rough. Hey, you, all right? 2-bit dog. You. I'm 24. 24. I'm 24.
Majority of content will be React Slop. Hopefully, the stream schedule will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. CST minimum every day. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I missed this. And I got through all of this without crying. I'm very proud of myself. But in the meantime, we're just going to chill, do our own thing. And I hope all of you guys will join me as the videos start coming back. We're going to try to upload at least 3 times a day. And yeah, we are going back into it full swing. And we have some very fun content in store for you guys. I got some daily scramble.
Okay. We will not be watching. All right. Apparently, Pink is going to pursue criminal charges. So, that's a possibility, right? That's like a distinct possibility. Maybe. Who knows at this point? Because the difficulty is, like, she complains and says, actually, in fact, I just tweeted about this. So Pink says that the reason why she didn't pursue criminal charges is because of the harassment that Tectone directed her away, right? Now, he can't harass her, otherwise he's going to be in breach of his protective order, right? So legally, what she was worried about can't happen, or he's going to get, like, by the courts. The problem being with that is that the initial call that they wanted her to do, where she calls up Techie and says, hi Techie, do you remember when you me? And then they try and get, like, Tectone on the record to be able to see what he says, right? Get him into, like, an early statement to him. They can't do that anymore, right? They can't do that anymore. So would they be able to gather enough evidence to be able to, like, produce a criminal case and go after him? I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know, right? I'm not a lawyer, but yeah. So that's kind of, like, on the rocks. I'm not sure about that.
That it will be back up and reacted to.
Unrelated, but if you consider a lotion regime, a lotion regimen, yeah, okay, I'll think about it, all right?
Every single day. And then the meat and the potatoes of the content will follow after that. There's something else that I want to say, but I am a little nervous to do that.
Dude, if during the protective order and during all of this drama, he was almost having a heart attack, he was suffering chest pains during that time because of the stress, I hope that every part of his content creator career going forward is just as painful. Hopefully even worse, because everyone is absolutely certain that he raped now.
Something big happened while I've been gone, and it's kind of one of the big reasons why I've been gone. Debating on saying this.
Oh, is this him getting engaged?
I think there's no reason to not say it because it's going to be painfully obvious. And I'm going to kind of give you guys a pretense of why it's going to be painfully obvious. I'm a guy where I've really tried to transition out of being a content creator, and I kind of just want to be a human being. A lot of people in my life have really f***ed me over. Oh no, I'm getting emotional. Oh no, okay. A lot of people in my life have very much f***ed me over, and it is kind of wild how my life is kind of like a tragedy film. It is. And I'm like, damn, how's it gonna get worse? And then it gets worse. But there has been a very good beacon of light in my life. And this is a certain joy that I never thought I'd be able to enjoy for real for the first time. But I really don't mean to drag this out so much. Sorry, we're doing One Piece pacing right now. We're doing One Piece pacing right now. But I have found such beautiful calmness, such a beautiful life I've found since taking all this time off. And I kind of found the man who I want to be and the life that I want to live. And I have found the person who I want to live with. So I will say I got engaged about 3 months ago. And you'll never guess with who. But it'll probably become painfully obvious over the next couple months, years. But life is going in a very, very good direction. And I'm very grateful to have such a beautiful person in my life who is, you know, there for me when I really needed it. I got engaged to Shinya. Anyways. I'm not gonna. I mean, they're probably watching, but it's fine. I don't want to bombard anybody with that, but life is very good right now. We're gonna get back to the swing of things. I'm sure that you guys will probably hear even worse things over the next 24 hours, 48 hours. But at the end of the day, if anybody ever cut ties with me publicly or privately, that's okay, guys. It really is. Save your own skin. Do your own thing. I understand there's a certain cloud that follows me. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, so Tectone's got a future victim. Wow. I'm really looking forward to seeing the third Google Doc that drops on this guy. I'm sure that'll be it, right? I'm sure he won't continue scuttling around like a little cockroach. I'm absolutely sure, right? Oh, man. This guy's going to keep on scuttling around until he's dead. Until the ghouls and goblins come out of the dark at night and take him. He's still going to be scuttling around. Oh, my God.
Yeah, of course. Hey, Mango! Hey, Mango, come here. Come here.
I was watching.
You were watching? Yeah.
Me and Marissa were both watching.
Yeah, was it a good stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was curious if you were going to say something.
Yeah. No, I love this woman more than anything. Yeah, but it's going to be very obvious. And
yeah, I thought I'd just come up.
Okay.
Because they were saying Shinya.
Yeah. Wait, Mango, come here. Oh, buddy.
We took him to the park.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she a child?
Well, guys, life is very, very, very good right now. And even though things when things get hard, I just want to say, and we're going to end the stream here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just want to hang out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When things get hard, when things suck, when things seem like they really can't get better, I do want to instill some hope in you guys where if you don't fight, you can't get out of the pits that you find yourself in. So to any of you guys experiencing any hardship, any depression, any anxiety, any issues in your life, don't give up. Continue fighting every single day, because the only way to make your life better is by pushing through the shit and giving it everything you have and trying to find the true ending in your life, the good ending, the good path. So to anybody who's struggling out there, don't give up, keep pushing, keep fighting. Things will get better as long as you're willing to do the work. And I believe that hard work does come with its own rewards. Maybe every now and then you'll stumble, but just keep pushing, okay? Tomorrow I will go live again at 9 a.m. CST.
Okay, is there anything else? I mean, personally, I hope that Tectone does give up, but there we are. Is there anything else? We're going to 1.5 through this. Let's see if there's anything there. Just a lot of this is, like, useless chit-chat that he adds at the end. Building, like, parasociality with the audience. Like, I get where he does it.
See, couple of thank yous. Sophia for keeping me sane. Mango for being the best dog ever. Eggy, Simba, Joe, best cats I've ever asked for. To my moderators.
Dude, the only people that he can thank are his pets and his mods. Holy literally, it bears repeating, nobody's come out to defend this guy. Nobody's come out to defend this guy, except for Legal Mindset and Tactical Templar. Everybody else has either stayed silent or cut him the off.
Oh. What happened?
Sorry. To my mods, thank you guys for sticking with me the whole time.
Dude, he is crying. He is crying. Yes. Yes. Holy. I'm like, oh my god. What's the movie? What's the movie where they, it's like space soldiers who kill that bug. And they're like, it feels fear. It's afraid. Wait, what is it? It's afraid. What is it called? Yeah, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers. This is me when Tectone finally fucking cries on stream. Here we go.
It's afraid. It's afraid!
Woo! Yeah, buddy! Yeah, boy!
Whoa, I hate when I do this. Sorry. I really, really appreciate my mods. You guys were there to play games and to keep me feeling not like I was going crazy. And I really thought I would lose a lot of you, and I just didn't. And all you guys had my back. Sorry. Man up! Okay, anyways, mods.
I hope that he's got, like, fundamental emotional issues like that he just, like, never resolves in therapy. I hope that shit stays with him for the rest of his life.
Love you guys. For real. The best ever. The best ever. To my community, thanks for being back here. I thought I was...
Dickers is never this nice to his mods. If I ever am weeping, crying on stream, thanking Mrs. Soap and Clay, Orpheus, Babka, Miratazapine, okay? Just kill me. Just take me out.
I was going live to 300 people. But you guys are dope. I held strong the whole stream, guys. I held strong. Sorry, I feel I really appreciate my friends, and I really... Pussy, stop crying. You're right. Anyways, I really appreciate my mods. I really appreciate my community. Things sucked for a while, but I think things are good. I'm staying off Twitter for a while, and I should have just shut up, dude. To my lawyer, sorry. I should have stopped talking so much. To my one lawyer, well, two lawyers, whatever. Thank you guys. We resume again tomorrow. Gonna get back to it. If there's any fallout from this stream, I don't care. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm moving forward with my life. Whether people want to drag me down or not, I don't care. We're getting over it. And I'll see you guys very soon. Love you guys. Amazing stream. Live again tomorrow at 9 a.m. CST. I'll see y'all there. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Not a single tear. Not a single tear was shed, by the way. Okay. Great. There we go. That's that done. The Tectone return stream. Somehow, even worse than I thought it was going to be. But it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, hopefully some people in the content creator space grow a couple of balls and decide to recognize the empirical fact that this guy is an oral rapist. Yeah, the levels of this guy's oral rape knows no bounds. He will strike again. The girl that he's getting engaged to now, she will absolutely be dropping a Google Doc in about like 3 years, something like that. This guy cannot contain himself. And the fact that he would rather deny that he has schizophrenia than actually address it. Yeah, that just goes to show it. This guy never said that the antipsychotics he was taking never worked for him. Never claimed that once. Never claimed that once, right? Yeah, he just said that they didn't make him feel good. If you don't have schizophrenia, anti-schizophrenia medications won't work for you. If you've been stabbed in the eye with a fork, and you're getting visual hallucinations through that, faulty brain signals, I don't think the antipsychotic medication is going to work for that. I don't think that's really how it works, right? Not really how that works, I don't think. But I'm not a doctor. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah. Just very interesting that this stuff has, like, come out just since he's been deposed, you know? Like, in the time that it's taken for him to sit on the stand, give his testimony, be cross-examined, he somehow managed to find a therapist who's revealed to him that actually, no, you don't have schizophrenia. Yeah, sure. He's been able to get away with all of the criticism that, like, you have this girl probably in a deranged psychotic rage. Nah, actually, I just got stabbed in the eye with a fork. It is what it is. Yeah, it doesn't explain any of the hallucinations. Him seeing his friend's dead mother in his bedroom doesn't explain that. Him having regular delusions once a month doesn't explain that. Him seeing his girlfriend roping herself doesn't explain that earlier either, you know? That's like a really weird thing, really specific thing to hallucinate. Yeah, dead strange. Anyway, there we go. Nice stuff. I've been live for almost 8 hours. I will chat to you guys soon. Sweeping the vaginophobia allegations.